What's going on, Juco?
With regard to the astro-theological perspective of intuitively observable celestial phenomena, a spell-binding splinter of the collective unconscious has endured centuries of totalitarian sorcery. As we live through a time where this testable true earth revelation often induces a complete shock to the core, the awakening of the masses seeks a binding agent to connect us all back to the absolute truth about this realm. Step closer into the veil and unleash truly magic properties by accessing realms beyond, not with a billionaire's rocket ship, but with the power that's always existed within you to do so all along. School prisons and money-hungry colleges were never going to tell you anything about this. This book is crucial.
Rumble YouTube family, what's good? What's happening? Ironwork 92,000 in the foundry tonight, baby. Not really on time, but at least it's still Friday and not Saturday morning. You know what I'm saying? So welcome everybody to Ironworks. Good to have everybody here. As many as everybody as there is on a Friday evening. This is a strange little bit of a Friday evening. Here's why. It's snowy as hell. I know people kind of want to go out, but at the same time, some of y'all can't go out because it's all kinds of inclement outside. And that's the thing is like you don't know whether it's gonna come or go when it comes to this snow. That rhymes, by the way. But as of late, if you live, especially here and around the Northeast area, right? In particular, like, the New England states and New York and, New York, New Jersey, Connecticut, all that stuff, and PA and all that, you know that we're suffering from that blizzard from the last time. And then what's going to wind up happening is we're supposed to be getting hit again this weekend, this Saturday, right? And all those places I just mentioned, man, like you got to be at the ready with your shovel and or your snow blower, all that other good stuff that's there at the ready. You know what I'm saying? Don't sit there and don't mess around. Like you can't find no parking in the street. You can't find none of that around here. It's like damn near impossible. And the thing is, people have just gotten lazy. Don't nobody want to shovel nothing, and then just want to leave the snow to just pile up. And I promise you, if you hadn't shoveled up the street, the side streets, you're done. You're done. I'm just gonna let you know right off the top, you're done. Because what's going to wind up happening is this weekend is going to come, Saturday's going to come, Sunday's going to come, and you didn't shovel up the small stuff. And I'm calling that the small stuff because that storm is done. Now we got another one headed over here, and it's going to dump on top of the old stuff, and you're just going to have a mountain of just old snow. And you know how nasty old snow is, and once it gets compacted. And this snowstorm, this last one that we had, was a little bit strange because it's the snow is wet in some places and then dry as hell in other places, and it feels like a damn snow brick. It's like you got a million igloo all over the place here in New York. You know what I'm saying? And it's absolutely just a disaster on the side of the roads, just a disaster everywhere. So you're gonna pile up old crap snow, right? New snow on top of crap snow. So you're about to be in a world of hurt if you didn't clean your stuff. Of course, if you're dealing with it. If you're not dealing with it, ain't shit you got to worry about. But if you from around the tri-state area around here, New York, New Jersey, Connecticut, man, shit, you're in a world of hurt, man. You are in a world of hurt. Just make sure you clean your stuff up, okay? Clean up your street, clean up deal with your square. And let me roll into here and greet everyone. because this is the Foundry, and I gotta pay you guys y'all's due respect. So shout out to our brother Lord Racer. Lord Racer is here on time. Welcome, sir. J.R. Hartley on time. Good to see you, sir. All right, Marcy Chan, how you doing, sis? Amazing, amazing. Good to see you. Good to see you. Flat Bob in the Foundry. Welcome, sir. Good to see you. Howdy, howdy. J.R. Hartley, I already said you, but there ain't nothing wrong with saying hi twice, right? J Bird, J Bird is in the Foundry. Welcome, J Bird. Our brother J Bird, check it out. And you know I gotta be rocking this out in the city too, right? You know it. This is our brother J Bird's work. He got me this nice Scully. The Earth is flat and everything else. So I know you guys are looking at the thumbnail that I had up, right? And it said like the Earth is flat, and that's to me, I called it a birth. It's like a birth control, a birth control pamphlet, because you show that to anybody, man, ain't nobody fucking with you. You show them that little birth control pamphlet, man, ain't nobody fucking with you. Be like, oh, the Earth is flat. Oh, thank you. They'll look at that thing like you giving out watchtowers, and you know what I'm talking about. If you're a Jehovah's Witness or a Seventh Day Adventist or all that stuff, and then they give out the watchtowers. Do you have Jesus as your Lord and Savior? Or no? Shout out to everybody that does. I am not joking on you, and I don't want no smoke with y'all. But y'all know how it is when you get the watchtower people coming over to your house trying to get you saved and everything, and then you just pretend like you ain't home, or you show up to your door butt naked, covered in like bacon grease or some shit, just to scare them off. Uh, Not saying that I've done that, but I'm just saying. It's just a technique that you could use to scare them off. Anyway, continuing. Donald Piasek, how you doing, sir? Welcome, welcome. Welcome, sir. Donald Piasek, Paul Hogston in the Foundry. Good to see you, sir. Salute, salute. Pete WFE. Welcome, sir. Good to see you. Good to see ya. All right. Okay. Ooh, man, it's full in here. Bali Music Journey. Good to see you, sir. Welcome, welcome. Bali Music Journey. Sound off at where you coming from. Please let us know. Fill us in. Talk to us. Talk to us. Kim Ray, how you doing, ma'am? Good to see our sis Kim Ray is here in the Foundry. Welcome, ma'am. Good to see you. Good to see you. Shawnee B. Shawnee B, man. One of these days you're gonna have to come on up here and we're gonna have to talk. Shawnee B. Shawnee B is over there. Shawnee B know what time it is, man. Yes, Paul Hogston, I am freezing. I am absolutely cold. You are right. I am cold. Yes, I am. And I do not like the cold. I'm not even going front. But Shawnee B, one day we need to do a collab, man, and I'd love to kind of go over what it is you found, because much of what you found I've come across, and some of what I've come across I'm going to discuss tonight that's closely related with a lot of your work. So please stand fast, make sure you stay here, please, because I want to compare and contrast what it is I've found compared to what it is you found, because a lot of this plays into what goes into ultimately what will be going into the OWRS app. So there's that. The Akinator. What's happening, fam? Good to see you. Good to see you. Joe K444. Good to see you, fam. Jimmy Satterfield, one of my day zips. Good to see you, sir. Welcome, welcome. Warrior coming out to play with us tonight. Another one of my day zips. Good to see you, sir. Saddle Bum, another one of my day zips. Damn, all y'all is in here, boy. Y'all in here just firing on all fours, man. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Billy Corrigan, welcome, sir. Saw you in a chat earlier today. I don't recall if it was my chat or if it was another channel. I think his name is Ill Logic, if I'm not mistaken. But we're going to talk about Ill Logic today. So you guys will get very familiar with this channel. And for every channel that I do discuss, um, if these guys are random channels and I'm bringing them up, please check their content out. I'm not here to trash nobody. You know what I'm saying? I just want to bring awareness to certain things that might have come up within the community and I feel are definitely necessary and worth talking about. So again, if I'm talking about a channel, like there are channels that I will not bring up. Like I do not want to give them power. But this one in particular, I want to bring some attention and awareness to. So if you want to check out his material, I welcome it, right? And give this dude some views, check him out, see what kind of material he has, right? So we'll do that and we'll kind of talk about it. Level Plane Productions, welcome, sir. Good to see you. Good to see you. True Earth Whisperer, good to see you, man. Good to see you. All right, guys. So that commercial that you saw earlier was from True Earth Whisperer's new book, The True Earth Whisperer, discussing the dyads and everything. Definitely uh get that book. Get the book. And on top of that, he's got the hardback cover. Very, very close here in the future. I do imagine somebody is going to be talking about his book, and we're going to dive into it. And once that dam breaks, it's not going to stop. So who's going to be the first? I don't know. I don't know. I'm not saying that I'm going to be the first, but I'm just saying who's going to be the first. Who's going to be the first to dive into it? Plus, it's not in Italian, so thank God I don't have to deal with trying to break down the translations and mistranslating everything, right? So, shout out to True Word the Whisperer. Shout out to you, man. You do us justice. Warrior Big Pine, welcome, sir. Good to see our brother Big Pine sailing here. Big Pine is in the foundry. Good to see you, sir. Good to see you. Good to see you. Kim Ray, Big Pine, Donald Piasek. Okay, so we've made it down to the bottom of the list. Okay, welcome everybody. Now, don't know if you heard it. Next week, Friday, right? Friday, I believe the 6th of February was supposed to be the launch day for NASA doing their wet run for the moon mission, right? Artemis headed over to the moon. Why is this important? Because it's no longer going to be on Friday. They postponed it. They said to another day. What day that is? Let me. I don't know. I don't know. And you know what? I might be mistaken. Might not be Friday. Do not quote me on that just yet. But what we're going to do is we're going to kind of talk about this. Okay. The tanking operating originally set for Saturday night at 9 p.m. is now scheduled for Monday, February 2nd. So I apologize. That is for Monday, February 2nd. It is not for the 6th. I apologize. So it was supposed to be for Saturday, which is tomorrow, right? Um, and it's not happening no more. It's not happening tomorrow no more. Uh, Scheduled for Monday, February 2nd. So this is their claim. They say that they're going to launch at this time, right? Uh, and what they're claiming is the outside temperature can't be below approximately 40 degrees for 30 or more consecutive minutes. Okay. So let's just keep this in mind and let's kind of talk about it. Now, of course, I know everybody's first instinct is to say they're not launching this, that, the third. I get it. Matter of fact, hold on. Before I even keep flapping my gums, let me make sure I drop it in the foundry for everybody to have. Boom. There it is. Everybody's got a copy of that right now. Um, so that right there is the article on the Artemis and their actual launch, their supposed launch. So let's kind of go over it and discuss it. Are you going to do me like that? Yes. Yes, God damn it. Oh my Lord. Allow. Okay. Oh my God. Okay, so no, not that. Not that at all. So now this is what happens when you decide to change things up and use Firefox before consulting yourself and then actually practicing with Firefox. I thought Firefox was going to give me the same thing, but apparently not. PCO 3000 monitor. Not now. No. Oh Lord have mercy. No, that's not what I want. Share screen. StreamYard downloads entire screen. So Firefox. No. Oh Lord have mercy. Y'all bear with me. Give me 1 second. Anytime I do this, the fucking let's see. StreamYard downloads entire screen. Right there? Like this is what I want. No? No, 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 no. No, 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 no. Oh Lord have mercy. Let's see, what's this? Stop sharing. Okay. So in that article, because for whatever reason, teleprompter. I don't need no teleprompter. Oh Lord have mercy. Just let me freaking do this thing. If you don't just stop giving me a flipping headache. Let's see. Download StreamYard. Right about No, I don't want no monitor. Oh Lord. Mute website notifications. No, just that's not at all what I want to do. Not at all what I want to do. No. No, 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 no. Uh-uh. Oh my Lord. No, I'm not doing that. I am not doing that. This is ridiculous. Firefox. I'm going to keep my comments to myself. So, okay. What we're going to do is I'm going to roll into this. It just fucking killed me over here. I apologize, y'all. Yeah, this thing is it's the worst. It's the worst. Guys, how do you hear me? Do you guys is it still popping? It is? 1 second. How about now? Better? Is this better? Testing, testing, testing. 1, 2, 3, 3, 2, 1. I don't want to be snap, crackle, and popping all night. Like I'm trying to fry chicken and talk at the same time. I don't want that. If you guys can hear me, let me know. Give me a 1, 2 if no, whatever works, or a 5x5. Give me 1 second. Okay, perfect. Perfect, perfect. Okay, what am I sharing? You guys could see something, but what is it that I'm sharing? No, we're stopping sharing over there. Share screen. What am I sharing? What am I sharing? Video file. No. Image file. Share screen. Teleprompter. Got it. Give me 1 second, y'all. Copy. All right, family. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to drop this for the Foundry. Guys, let's come on in and let's talk. So, first off, I would love to discuss. Jot down a script notes. No, I'm not doing that. Fuck out of here. I'm not doing that. Fuck. Let's come on up. Let's talk. Fucking visual effects, Mike. StreamYard. I don't know. I don't know how. I don't know why. But this ain't the move. This ain't it. This really ain't it, StreamYard. I don't know. This ain't it, StreamYard. This ain't it. This is not it, StreamYard. No. Let's see. No. Full screen. What's going on? There we go. Forgive me, y'all. Oh Lord. Okay. Yeah, technical difficulties. Fuck. Let's see. Give me a second, y'all. I apologize. I'm looking crazy over here. Okay. Before we start, we're going to have to go to a break. Dang, I didn't want to be burning these things all day like that. But I'm going to have to burn a break right now. Let's go ahead and let's break for, what is it? 9/11. Let's go ahead and let's break for 5 minutes. Let's go ahead and let's break for 5 minutes. I'll be right back, y'all. Let's go ahead and let's do this real quick. Be back. 5 minute break. 9:15. Let's recommence. All right, family, I'm back. Let's go ahead and let's get this thing and let's do it correct. Hopefully, you guys can hear me. I think I got a handle on this. This is going to stop looking as messy, but let's get right to it, man. I don't want to waste too much of y'all's time because I'm just having a fun time just trying to figure out the technicalities of this damn thing. I don't like it. I don't like it. Don't like it. But here we are. This is Lord Jamar. Here we are. This is Lord Jamar. That also rhymes. And this new channel. Shout out to this dude named Ill Logics. Now, we're not here to talk bad about the brother. We are here to discuss what he's discussing, speaking on Lord Jamar. Now, apparently, I just went through a little bit of his channel, and this ain't the first time he's discussed Lord Jamar. But of course, we know our brother Lord Jamar as being a flat earther or a true earther here in this part of the flat earth community. We like to refer to them as true earthers. However, just for freaking all intents and purposes, so at least you know what it is we are talking about, we do say the flat earth. Now, I'm not going to speak on this man uh as far as what it is he's saying and how he defends himself, but let's go ahead, let's let him cook. Of course, we do know at least. Okay, let's let him talk. Let's let him talk. Let's go ahead.
People we talking about that use the words common sense for stuff. This is the group of people that love common sense. Donald Trump, Lord Jamar, Asmongold. Hell, who can I throw in there? I'll throw Piers Morgan in there. People that just have a basic understanding of the things around them in life say common sense all the time. Now, you can say some of these people have a lot of money or whatnot, but money doesn't equal intelligence.
See, now this is dangerous. This is very dangerous because when folks assume that somebody like Lord Jamar hadn't been nowhere, I don't know what Lord Jamar has done, right? What I do know is that he understands that this earth is a particular way. Now, this gentleman in the bottom left-hand corner right here, I don't know what his life story is either. I don't know how well traveled he is. I don't know what he's done, what he's been through, what he's seen. I don't know none of that. But for him to go as far as to say, people that do this, do that. People that do that, do this. You can't put us in the same bucket as Donald Trump. You can't put us in the same bucket as Piers Morgan. These people have so much money, they don't even think about people like you and me. Are you kidding me? You gotta wake up. Don't put those kind of people in our freaking uh 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 our lifestyle. You don't do that. Those people don't even know how to drive. Are you kidding me? Meanwhile, either you driving or you using your feet to get from point A to point B, or you taking a bus. These guys don't live that life. Anyway, let's continue.
It doesn't equal logic. It doesn't equal rationale. It doesn't equal critical thinking.
So here's my thing, right? We were inducted into this whole lifestyle as far as how we need to look at how we need to look at the earth, right? Now, of course, it looks like a bit of a, I'll admit it does look like a bit of an echo chamber, but it is what it is, man. It's Flat Earth Friday. You know what you're getting on Flat Earth Friday. I don't know what else to tell you. You're not getting anything. You're not getting a globe, right? But let's discuss that for a little bit. So, um, where was I? Oh, yes, 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 yes. So we have people like the Piers Morgans and the Donald Trumps and stuff like that. They don't know how to drive. They don't know how to do anything for themselves, right? And really all they're doing is delivering their version of some kind of news. Now, here it's a little bit more advanced. And what I mean by that is we don't just sit here and talk about Roswell and all that other BS. That stuff is we've graduated well beyond that, right? Seeing this flat earth has put us in a place to where we can say common sense is necessary because we basically exhausted our resources as far as trying to in the sense of trying to reach people, trying to make people understand like, hey, um this is not how we think, this is not how we see the world. It's pretty common, it's pretty even. And basically what I mean by that is this: you wake up in the morning, right? Let's say you wake up at what? You wake up at earth turn, right? What do you mean I wake up at earth turn? I wake up when the sun comes up. No, 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 no. You wake up at earth turn, right? Do you not wake up at earth turn? I wake up at earth turn. most mornings. Earth turn. Everybody knows Earth turn. Wait, nobody knows what Earth turn is? You got to be kidding me. Earth turn. You know when the Earth turns and then the sun appears? Earth turn. We all know Earth turn. So wait a minute. I thought that's not common? You mean to tell me that's not common sense? Earth turn, guys. Earth turn. You know Earth turn. I Earth turn, you Earth turn, we Earth turn. There's a whole study on it, like wombology, right? Earth turn. All right. Okay. Let me stop joking about Earth turn. You guys, I think you guys follow what it is I'm trying to say. When Lord Jamar, right, he uses roller skates. When Lord Jamar comes out and says it's common sense, yes, it in in your eyes telling you the truth, what your eyes are truly telling you when you sit there and you watch the sun come up out the horizon and either towards you or whatever it's doing throughout the day, right? Usually coming towards you during the day, then common sense tells you that the sun is moving. Common sense, that's what your common sense is telling you. The most available and most readily available sense, right? It's telling you that the sun is moving. Your common sense is not telling you that the earth is turning. It isn't. Like, I don't make those rules up. Your common sense is not telling you that this earth is rotating and it's spinning. Your common sense is telling you that the earth is moving. So if we want to strike Lord Jamar for saying common sense, um, you in that regard, you can't fault him for that because your eyes are going to tell you what the story is. If nobody told you that this earth was doing all these maneuvers that nobody feels, nobody's ever witnessed, you wouldn't believe it. Because you know why? Your common sense would tell you that those things aren't taking place. Because, for example, when you come into your house and you look at the floor and your floor is flat, correct? The common sense tells you that the floor is flat. Audio on video is low. How about now? Is that better? Hopefully now it's better, right? So your common sense tells you that you got a flat floor, but the nonsense is telling you because somebody might have told you, and everybody behind that somebody might have told you that no, you don't notice it, but your ground is slightly curved. And the further out you go, the more curvature you're going to experience. But you just don't experience it in your immediate vicinity because you're just so small in comparison to the whole breadth of your floor. You keep hearing that after a while, you just start believing it, and then your common sense doesn't become so common. But it doesn't take somebody with the truth or it actually, let me take that back. It takes somebody to be honest with themselves to just give themselves that true answer because that's the true answer. Your common sense is going to tell you that this your floor is flat, right? You could put a marble on the floor, especially if it doesn't move, it is flat. That or you've got a chip in the marble and it's stationary. But if your marble is not moving, for the most part, you've got a perfectly flat floor. Um, Out here, right? You go outside, you step on the ground, it's a flat ground for the most part, right? It's flat, it's even, it's even, should be even all around for the most part. Of course, unless you live on a hill, things of that nature. But we're talking flat, we're talking level, we are talking plane. We're not talking globe. And that's what your common sense is going to give you. It isn't until we're introduced to the other things that I just mentioned, the earth curving, the earth moving, the earth rotating, the earth falling at the same time, and the sun and the earth chasing the sun. Don't forget that part. The earth has to be chasing the sun. So in all actuality, the earth is chasing the sun at like 510,000 miles an hour, while the sun is moving through space at 450,000 miles an hour. You see that? Meanwhile, they forget about the whole Earth chasing the sun part. So actually, we're moving at 66,000 miles an hour, speeds that nobody can ever account for, but speeds that exist nonetheless. All right. Let me stop flapping my gums. I flap my gums too much, and let me give you guys old dude right here. Make sure that you could see it, okay? If you can't see it, let me know. But if you can see it, give me a 1. Wrong one. Here we go. Lord Jamar, y'all. My bad, Lord Jamar.
Saving money doesn't equal these things. So if you run to common sense as like a way of life and a way of understanding things, you're in the company of Lord Jamar, Asmongold, Donald Trump. That's who you're in the company of. You know what I'm saying? Drop a like, leave a comment, let me know you're in here. We finna have fun
Pretty dope channel so far. Subscribe to Ill Logics. Check them out. Pretty good channel. Looks like some good content over here. Okay. I'm digging it so far, but let's let them talk.
What AM Logic's back with another one. Today, I know shit been heavy on this channel. I'm sorry, I just couldn't resist. I couldn't not talk about it. And I know there's a lot of other things going on.
My man's got he's got the whole Marvel get up in the background. I dig it. He's got Rogue. I think that's Rogue. I forget which one that is, right? He's got her, got Carnage, Deadpool. If you does anybody know who this character is back here? Let's see who in the Foundry knows who this character is right here in the bottom left with the green. Looks like he's wearing the green and he's got a cape and stuff on. Can anybody recognize that guy? Let me know if you can. This guy right here. See him? Let's see who can recognize him. Mark Rizzo in the Foundry. Welcome, sir. Dirty Ketchup, what's good, sir? Alan Nostrin, how you doing, sir? That right there looks like it's Tom Baker. So Tom Baker, that's the one of the Doctor Who from the 1980s. If you guys remember Doctor Who from the 80s, the brother with the afro and he had the big scarf on and stuff like that. Tom Baker. That's actually how I got introduced into Doctor Who when I was a kid. You know what I'm saying? I used to watch Doctor Who. I used to love watching Doctor Who. And that's his figure, it looks like. Tom Baker, Doctor Who from the 80s. That was my favorite. And his sidekick, I forgot her name. I think it was Olivia. Used to like Olivia, but that's Doctor Who. At least that's what it looks like. Anyway, let's let this brother continue.
But I want to get back to the roots. We can make fun of flat earthers and Lord Jamar again. One of the biggest one of the biggest videos on my channel was me laughing at Professor Dave make fun of Lord Jamar for being a complete idiot. And now one of my other favorite science communicators on YouTube, Simon Dan, has took his swing at Lord Jamar. He said apparently he's made fun of him before in the past. I didn't catch that for some reason. So I saw this and I was like, well, let's see what he has to say about Lord Jamar. I'm guessing this is probably a video I've already seen, but Simon Dan is a different content creator than Professor Dave. He's also very funny and informative. So let's see what he has to say, and we can all laugh and point at him together. But before we do that, man, make sure you leave a like, comment, sub. If not one, then all three. Now, let's get to the video.
With today's video, which comes from Lord Jamar and his appearance on the DJ Vlad podcast. It's all about why he thinks the Earth is flat and who is hiding the truth. Here we
saw this.
go.
Yeah, we saw this, but let's see how. So the video is called "This Flat Earther Explained Gravity Without Even Realizing It." So let's see how he breaks this down.
I believe the Earth is flat.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
I completely disagree with you.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh, guys, okay, my bad. I didn't mean to do that. I don't know if everybody's seen the Lord Jamar episode with him and on Vlad TV, but that's him, right? Who would win a smoke weed contest, Witsit or Lord Jamar? I don't know. I thought Witsit was saved by Christ or something, or Yahweh Shai. Yahweh Shai HaMashiach. I'm not sitting here to make fun of anybody or anything, but I thought Witsit was saved. I don't know what happened to Witsit. Something. Warrior coming out and playing Lock Smart, Lock and S Smart. How you doing, sir? Dirty Ketchup. Mark Rizzo, welcome. Good to see you. Good to see you. Tourette 3006. Good to see you. Welcome. Yep. I thought I saw Alan Nostrin here. Good to see you as well, sir. Wits it, vapes it, right? But so no more of a protest. There's nothing else. There's nothing left to say. I do understand people were getting upset with Lord Jamar saying, "Hey, man, I smoked a little bit," but my thing is, you could smoke a little bit, you could smoke a lot. You don't have to smoke. Once you see the truth, you see the truth. Y'all know how it is, man. Um, let me let these guys go back to their business, and I want to stop interrupting. Let me just interrupt when I need to, though.
So I really like the host already here.
So you're in New York at it's 8 p.m. It's nighttime. You
Mhm.
FaceTime someone in LA. It's 5 p.m. The
Mhm.
light is out. The sun is out.
Mhm.
How do you explain that?
The sun moves.
The sun moves,
Mhm.
not the earth.
Okay, so did you guys hear that? The sun moves. What's so funny about that? What's so funny about the sun moving? When we woke up this morning, was it Earth turn? It was Earth rotate. Hey man, I woke up just in time for Earth rotate. I was in time, Earth rotate. I fed the chickens, I milked the cows, I came in, made coffee, and I cut some grass or I mowed, shoveled some snow. Earth turn, right? So he just explained what we all observe when we wake up at that time. I don't see the harm in that. So I don't know what's so funny about that. And I don't know why would let's get down to the basics as to why would anybody laugh at him for saying that? It's an honest observation. It's as honest as one could be, right? Sun's right there. It's here now. And based off of where we are geographically, right? It's going to take some time to get down there. Simple. But let me shut up and let me let these guys discuss.
The confidence in Jamar will never cease to amaze me.
Not the earth, the sun. Just like it appears in your eye when you wake up in the morning and the sun is in the east and you literally see it move across the sky. You don't feel yourself moving, but you're watching the sun go from east to west during the day.
So it just bounces back and
You
forth,
see
kind
it
of.
move.
Not feeling motion doesn't mean you aren't moving. You don't
Exactly.
feel a plane cruising at constant speed either. Motion without acceleration is invisible to your inner.
Okay, so nobody's ever felt the plane take turbulence. One, two, nobody's ever felt the plane turn. Nobody's ever felt the plane land. Nobody's ever felt the plane take off. Mm.
Ear. Now, yes, the sun does appear to move from east to west. That's called apparent motion. The same reason trees appear to move past your car. What matters isn't how it looks, it's whether the explanation matches reality.
Right.
If the sun were moving back and forth around a stationary Earth to create time zones, then the time zones wouldn't be clean for one. Sunrise and sunset.
That's what it's always. You're just like one question away from making the whole thing not make the whole thing make any sense. Because, like he just said, why? How would time zones work? And how would I like? What? At some point, I would. No, not at some point. I should always be able to see the sun if it just moves back and forth. If it's just going from this side to this side, because you say the Earth is flat, it can't be going underneath the Earth because there's points where there's no light in some places and there's light in others. So if the sun is going to consistently go back and forth, I should always be able to see it.
And there are times where you might be able to see it all the time, but certain seasons you might not. Like I thought we already exhausted this part of the discussion, did we not? I thought we like kind of spoke about how it travels, right? Oh, Harmon, welcome, sir. Good to see you. Good to see you holding it down on the Rumble side. Somebody's on the Rumble side. Welcome, sir. Good to see our brother Harmon is here and alive with us. Welcome, welcome. Yeah, Harmon, that was my bad. I'm going to take the L on that strictly because. And can you guys hear me? You guys can hear me, right? Great. Yeah, strictly because. Yeah. Yeah, this is yeah, my computer's being it's being extra. So I'm using Firefox, and Firefox is an adventure all in itself. Either way. So right now we're talking about Illogics, right? And his I guess you could say he's just his discussion as far as how he's perceiving Lord Jamar and Simon Dan's breakdown of Lord Jamar discussing with Vlad TV why the earth is flat, or Vlad saying why he doesn't agree why the earth is not flat, or he doesn't agree with the earth being flat. Vlad from Vlad TV. But again, let me shut up. Let me let these guys do their thing, then I'll interject.
They're gonna say like the atmosphere is keeping you from seeing it. It ain't
That's
enough
true.
atmosphere to keep that type of light away from wherever I'm at if the earth is flat and the sun is just going back and forth. This is ridiculous. And like he said, time zones would not work.
Okay.
Time zones would not work.
Set would not
So there is something. All right, listen, Illogics. Again, like you called me a clown earlier on your channel, and I'm fine with that. But I need you to recognize something. There's something called atmospherics, right? And then there's something called light attenuation or RF attenuation. Light, RF, basically one and the same. It's one and the same. Sound, same thing, right? It's a form of RF or radio frequency. Now, these things get absorbed by the atmosphere. They just do. They do. Light does, right? These things just get sucked in by the atmosphere, like, a cloud sucking in moisture does the same thing. A pillow, when you stuff it against your face and you yell, that pillow is attenuating the noise leaving, escaping your lungs, escaping your vocal cords. So the atmosphere does the same thing. After a certain amount of distance, the atmosphere just absorbs all that. It doesn't travel forever and ever to where you could see it like that, right? Our eyes aren't that sensitive. Our ears aren't that sensitive to hear specific noises, to see certain things, right? And we're not even all that tall. Me, definitely, I'm not even all that tall. So you have to take these are basic things. These are give things that are just given to you. And if you don't know that, right, maybe that's not okay. I'll take that as not being as common to most people, right? Because maybe certain principles you're not too familiar with because you don't work within that realm, and that's fine. But if you don't know, you can't make an assertion and agree with somebody, especially if you didn't work within a certain capacity to be able to discuss something education wise and deliver it to the people. So you have your audience and you have a pretty strong following, it looks like. And of course they're going to rock with you. They're going to go with everything you say. But what evidence do you have to back this up? Number one. Number two, what have you done? What have you done in your life to say that the earth is not doing something? What have you done in your life to say that the earth is doing something? Or maybe you could say, I haven't done these things, but I from what I've learned, like I respect that. Like many of us respect that. It's difficult to come from, I don't know, listen, illogics, I don't know what you've done in your life. I don't know. And I'm not gonna assume that you haven't done anything. But if you have, like, please speak on it. Tell us if you were an artilleryman. Tell us if you sailed the seven seas. Tell us if you flew something, right? Like, explain to us. Tell us how you know so well how this earth is functioning, what it's doing. Like, we want to hear about your perspective. But if you haven't, how could you then positively and confidently say that it's doing exactly what Simon? Listen, Simon Dan looks, I'm not going to talk bad about him. Not going to talk bad about him. But how then, Simon Dan, what have you done? I'm curious to know, what have you done, right? We have so many flat earthers in here that do like a multitude of a million different things. And we have globe earthers that have done much of the same thing. But there's a difference because the flat earthers have gotten to a point to where Eureka, they saw it. The globe earthers, not so much, right? You guys are stuck within a particular paradigm. It is what it is. It is what it is. We're not going to sit here to talk bad about you or make fun of you, unlike you, illogic. So I'm going to let you ride on that. But instead of talking bad to Lord Jamar, ask him, what made you change? What made you change? What made you switch from it's a globe to now it's flat? Because my thing is, Lord Jamar isn't retarded, right? I don't care how much weed he smokes. He ain't retarded. All these people here in the foundry ain't retarded. You mean to tell me all those pilots are retarded? All those sailors are retarded? All those submariner officers, they're retarded, right? All these people that fly dirigibles, they're retarded. These people that draw maps, they're retarded. So essentially, what you're saying is anybody that has recreated this earth based off of what this earth is giving it, they're retarded. And then you can basically follow up with what they've get, because nobody, here's the thing, nobody can travel with a globe. I don't know if you knew that. Nobody can positively and successfully travel with a globe. You can't do it. This is why these things are there for, not even there for educational purposes. Right? They're not there to be used as tools like that. They're there as, physical, some sort of a representation. Hold on. Of course, this thing fucking cuts out. You guys got me? So listen, if you guys don't know, for all my years in the service, for all my years being on ships, subs, planes, all that stuff, one constant has been the chart. One constant has been the chart. It has never been the globe. It has never been this one. It has never been that one. It has been a chart. It has been a compass. So I've been trained in using both. You use a chart, you use a compass. What you see behind me now is basically it's close to the model of Gleason's map. This is the 24-hour model that all navies use. If you don't know, illogics. If you don't know, this is the 24-hour all militaries use, right? I'm sure you heard of the 24-hour clock, right? 0 hours, 400 hours, 800 hours, 1600, 1900 hours, right? All of that is based off of this map. This map gives you that clock. It is a 24-hour clock. So what Lord Jamar was there describing to Vlad on Vlad TV is basically how the sun works. That's how the sun works. And that's how time zones work. At least up here, definitely up in the north, right? That's how time zones work. They work just like that. And that's what we follow. And then you have a prime meridian, right? Your day starts coming out of Greenwich, England. You have a prime meridian. Now, you can, for all you guys, your illogics and stuff like that, you ask any flat earther, and you could ask anybody, you could ask any flat earther, whether they're in this chat or in your chat, ask them these questions. They'll be more than happy to answer them, and every single one of them will be right. Right now, when we kind of go off the edges, and then we start talking about different land and stuff like that, that's all speculation, right? Of course, we have some pretty strong evidence to state these things, sure, but it's still speculative. But what we can give you is what actually occurs on a daily basis and what we can prove to you. Let me stop flapping my gums so I could give this dude his time to talk.
Not be predictable, the sun's speed would constantly change and everyone would see it roughly in the same direction.
Yes.
None of that
Yes.
happens.
Yes.
No, it goes in a circle. It goes in a circle. Okay.
So is
In a
that,
circle, it still don't make no sense because I still should be able to look at it from different wherever I orientate myself, I should be able to see the sun at all times. Then if the earth is flat and it's going in a circle.
We're saying that
Uh,
it can be a level circle. It's just not a ball that you live on the outside of.
You keep saying the outside, and that's just such a weird way to think of it.
It's a weird way to think of it because that's the weird way that we've been given the earth. We've been given the earth as being us living on the outside of it, right? Last I checked, we were told that we lived on the outside of a ball that's spinning and we're stuck to it with the water that's stuck to it. How's that weird? I know it's weird now, right? But this is what we were taught. Like really, that's all it is. The Akinator, that's a good, like, I wouldn't mind talking to him about it. And my thing is, I'm not going to go too deep in the weeds. And my thing these days is not to go too deep in the weeds with people about flat Earth. My thing is to talk about what's readily available. It's not to discuss, because I think what we do is we give a lot of these guys like too much information at one time. It's like, look, this, all you need is this. All you need is that curvature, because if your Earth is a ball, you can measure it. That's it. It's that simple. Mojo Shop, salute, sir. Good to see you. Eldon Bean, I presume. Good to see you, sir. Salute to you as well. It's easy. It's easy. Here's the thing, man. Like, you don't. This is where the rubber meets the road between flat Earth and the globe Earth. All you need to do, you just need to give us this curvature. That's it. That's it. Um, you don't need to do anything else. You don't need to tell us what the sky is doing. Um, a lot of these guys, these globers, they get caught up with what the sky is doing and this and that. That's good. That's good that you want to talk about the sky. But the problem is the sky has nothing to do with the ground. It's got nothing to do with the ground. Let's talk about the Earth. Why the Earth? You think the Earth is curving in a ball, right? Let's talk about that, and let's make sure that we correct them instead of the Earth is round, or it's like, because frisbees are round, right? Discs are round, dishes are round, coins are round, pizzas are round, records, vinyls are round. What do they all have in common? They are level. They're flat for the most part. Some of them might be a little bit cuppy, right? And containy like like a certain frisbees if you flip them upside down. But for the most part, they are flat level, right? And so we need to change how these guys kind of put them in and the reason flat Earth doesn't work for them is because it's too simple. I hate to have to jump all the way to that, but for somebody that illogics, you don't strike me as some. I could be wrong. I could be wrong. You could very well have lived a very storied life, gone to places, seen crazy things, and I'd love to hear about them. And I'd love to hear about your travels and how you learned that this Earth was in fact a ball that you claim, right? So when you do discuss it, like, I'd like to hear what your experience is. How did you find out that this Earth is a ball? What, other than Neil deGrasse Tyson or Simon Dan, a science communicator, because Professor Dave, fake Professor Dave, is a science communicator as well. These guys have told us that the Earth is a ball, but their evidence is based off of what? What's their evidence based off of? You got to ask yourself, just ask yourself the easy questions. What is their evidence based off of, and what is our evidence based off of? Right? Ours is based off of experience. We're not sitting here trying to convince you that, oh, we did this, right? Sure, of course I do sometimes, sure. But at the end of the day, I'm telling you, it's easy. Just go to the beach or go to a body of water and do these things. It's that easy. Everybody else is holding up to you like what the Earth looks like from a distance and showing you a ball and curvature and all these other extravagant things that you don't feel, you don't see, you don't experience, but they swear up and down that they're happening. It's the same guy that tells you he could bench 315 pounds. You never seen him. Nobody's ever seen him do it, right? But he swears up and down he's done it. And then that time where you ask him to do it, oh man, my back hurt, my eyes hurt, my knee hurt. I just need you to bench, homie. I don't need you to do nothing else. I just need you to bench that weight that you keep talking about. Oh yeah, man, my elbow, it just don't. Okay, well, let me see you do something close. Let me see you do 275 pounds. Can't even do that. Let me see you do 225. Can't even do that. Every time NASA comes up limp, for example, NASA, so you've been to the moon, right? That's 240,000 miles away. Okay, cool. So since you've been to the moon, that's 240,000 miles away, right? Roughly a quarter of a million miles. Okay, go 50,000 miles then. I can't do it. Go 10,000 miles away from Earth. Can't do it. So you could go 250,000 miles away from Earth, but you can't go 10,000 miles away. You can't go to the Lagrange point or nothing like that. Actually, I don't think, wait, is the Lagrange point? No. So your point between the Earth and the Moon, you can't basically half that distance. So roughly 110,000 miles, 115,000 miles, 120,000 miles. You can't do that, but you mean to tell? It's like saying I could I could drive from New York to California, but I can't drive from New York to Chicago. But I could drive, and I've done New York to California. I just can't stop in Chicago. I can't stop in Kansas. I can't stop in Missouri. I can't stop in Iowa, but I can drive all the way to California. What kind of sense does that make? Exactly. Nonsense. That is not common sense, because common sense would then tell you there's something wrong with this picture. Why can you go all the way over there, but you just can't stop halfway? These see, and here's the thing, these are honest questions. These are real questions. These are real questions. No restrictions, right? Not that, hey, I'm a fugitive in these states, nothing like that. No restrictions of abound, or within your scope of travel, excuse me. But instead, within your scope of how things are functioning, you should be able to move about the country freely. So you could go all the way from New York to California, but you can't stop in Chicago. You're not going to California. You could drive all the way from New Jersey all the way to Washington State, but you can't stop in Kansas. That doesn't make any fucking sense. Like, help me make that make sense. And that right there is an example of what NASA's done already. NASA could do all these tremendous things going to the moon. And and you see, that's the thing. This is where we lose you. It's right there that we lose you, because if you have a hard time deciding whether these guys have told you the truth or not, as far as them getting to the moon, like, the flat earth is, you're not even close. Like, don't even bother discussing the flat earth. Don't even bother talking about it. But if you're going to sit there and you're going to talk about the flat earth as if you're familiar with the model, or, you know what? Most guys say that flat earth doesn't have a model, but we have a model. You guys understand we have a model. It doesn't have to be your model. And you guys, especially you globe guys that like to come against us, you already understand what our model entails. So our model is not going to be your model. It's going to be the flat earth model. If you don't understand it, you can't speak on it. And you can't tell us we don't understand your model, because we know your model a lot better than you know your own model. ILX, illogics, listen, we know your model better than you. We know this earth better than you know this earth. This earth better than you know this earth. This place that they gave us, we know it better. We have to. We have to. We know your lies better than you know your own lies. Let's put it like that. So it's unfortunate that it's gotten to that point, but whatever, man. I'm not going to sit here and talk bad about you. I just want to see how we can discuss this amongst ourselves, amongst men, so we could just somehow make it better. But let's get back to it. I don't want to waste too much of y'all's time.
Let me ask you, where does the yolk exist on an egg? On the inside or the outside?
Inside.
Could the yolk stick to the outside?
See, this compare. We talked about it in the other video. This comparison basically is trying to say that we as humans are in the core of the earth, which it makes no sense. If you want to make an apt comparison, even though it's a stupid one, we would kind of be more like the shell of the egg. We wouldn't be the yolk. Why do you keep saying the inside? We're on the outside of the surface of the earth. We're not we're not in the core of the earth. The earth would be the white, the core would be the yolk, and I guess we would be the shells, when technically we would be germs on an egg. If you're going to scale it correctly, we would be the size of a germ on an egg, not.
See, this globe nonsense is so silly. This globe nonsense is so silly. He can't even wrap his own head around basic concepts. So now we're silly because you can't wrap your mind around a basic concept of him saying, hey, if this is the yolk of an egg, on the inside or the outside? And if it was on the outside, could it stick to the outside? Simple answer. It's on the inside, and no, it cannot stick to the outside. That's an easy answer. Just answer the question. That's it. And then basically, if you're honest with yourself, you can then say, hey, well, you want to know something based off of what we can observe off of, countless experiments, then it shouldn't be possible for us to stick to a ball. It shouldn't be. But of course, they're going to use their almighty G, gravity, and they're going to roll with that. That's what they're going to use as their God. But let me, I don't want to take too much of his time. Let's let these guys talk.
The shell. But y'all get what I'm saying? To say that can the yolk be on the outside is stupid. It's just
No, but
No.
the yolk of an egg and the earth, I don't think is a fair
Listen,
comparison.
What sort of analogy is that? The Earth isn't an egg, the sun isn't a yolk, and gravity isn't glue. On a globe, things don't fall.
We didn't say gravity was glue. We never said gravity was glue. Or actually, we did when we were globers. We kind of said that, sure. But what is gravity? Neil deGrasse Tyson can't even explain it, but you can.
Off on the outside, gravity pulls everything towards the center.
Hmm.
Outside is exactly where gravity holds things. If Earth were a flat disk, gravity would pull sideways towards the center. We don't see that, not once, not any.
So this is Simon Dan that already knows what our model is, but instead of being honest and basically doing his best to describe what our model is from a flat earther's perspective so that a globe earther could understand it, what he does is he then, I guess I've started to get used to these terms, muddying the waters. So he'll say things that he knows is bull. Oh, if it was a disc, it would come straight to the inside based off of how a disc is shaped. Listen, that's not how we think. That's not what we follow. That's not what we understand, why we stick to the earth. That's not what it is, but that's what he's going to keep doing, and he's not going to be honest about it. And my thing is, you can't expect a person like him to be honest. It sucks that I have to say shit like that, but he's already proven himself to be a fibber. I'm going to say it like that. I'm going to say he's a fibber. He's one he's going to either stretch the truth or he's just going to give you all out BS. But especially when he's talking on behalf of the true earth. But let's continue.
Anywhere. So that analogy explains nothing.
Water does not. Water always finds its what? Finds its level. It doesn't find its curve. It cannot curve on the outside of a surface. See, if you can't recreate something in a lab or like that, and you're just telling us, well, that's pseudoscience.
Okay, level does not mean flat. Level means perpendicular to gravity. On Earth,
Okay, so with this water that's perpendicular to the ground, shouldn't you be able to measure it at some point? Shouldn't somebody be able to measure it? Shouldn't somebody be able to measure curvature, right? Because it's perpendicular to the ground, right? So somebody should be able to measure this perpendicular water to the ground, curving around the earth, because it does curve. It's got to curve, right? At some point, it's got to curve. But I'm just silly. Let's let these guys continue.
Gravity points towards the center. So water settles onto a curved surface, one that's locally flat
Oh,
but
boy.
globally curved. That's why lakes don't pile up on one side and why oceans don't slide off the planet. And that lab comment is
that's the thing too. They have yet to be able to explain. Well, I guess maybe they'll say the ice wall that nobody has a picture or proof of.
Nobody has a picture or proof or video even of the ice wall. I would beg to differ, but whatever. It's none of my business. You'll learn.
Where's the water going if the earth is flat? The water that's at the edge that you claim exists, where's that water at?
the strange one too.
Like, where's it going?
From Lord Jamar. You can't recreate plate tectonics in a lab. You can't recreate planetary formation. You can't recreate.
Exactly. You can't recreate planetary formation. So this guy that's got bad eyesight, he's losing his hair. He's probably got the gout and he's overweight. This same guy, totally the picture perfection of imperfection is going to tell me what this earth was doing 55 billion trillion years ago. That guy. He doesn't know why he's losing his hair. He doesn't know why he's losing his sight. He doesn't know why the doctors are going to cut his leg off. But he could tell me what the freaking earth was a million years ago. Really? Wake up. Wake up, people. It's bull crap for the masses. Wake up. They're using you.
Gravity acting on an Earth-sized mass. That doesn't make them fake, it just makes them large. We don't test Earth-scale physics in a lab. We test them with measurements, predictions, and consistency.
You've never seen water stick to the outside of a ball as it spins.
It's just so crazy that he just does not understand this concept. Like,
but that's the problem. You're giving us concepts. We need the truth. It's either true and it's happening or it's not. The time for concepts, we're well beyond that. We're so advanced in technology that these things should be readily available for us to demonstrate over and over and over and over and over again. See, this whole concept thing, like there's a time and there's a place, right? For you to take concept in a classroom and kind of talk about it, but then you have to practice. You have to have a practical. You have to take it outside. You have to demonstrate it and you have to make it work. If you can't then take a beach ball and make that work, it's not happening. You're going to have to come up with something else. You're going to have to come up with something true. And this whole thing where you're making fun of flat earthers, well, guess what? It falls flat, pun intended. Let's let these guys continue.
it's so wild to me that he keeps trying to, because I guess in like a very like primitive level, it's like we should be able to recreate what the earth is doing. Well, technically you can't, because you can't create something as big as the earth to demonstrate how gravity works. I'm sorry, that's one of the things where, wherever we are in this thing called life, and as far as advanced as we've come, we can't recreate earth's gravity. We just can't do it. We can't. Sorry.
We can't recreate Earth's gravity, but we could travel to the moon, right? In 1969, we could go there, and between 1969 and 1972, we go there 6 times, right? But that was like 50 plus years ago. We can't do that again. We can't do it over and over and over again. We could do all this amazing stuff. We could talk about all this amazing stuff, but we can't do that. Come on, brother. Come on. Common sense. Yes, common sense. Use that.
If you soak a tennis ball in water and spin it,
Soak a
what
tennis
happens is
ball.
all the water coalesces to the
It's
middle
a
of
totally different material, totally different physical thing. It's not the same as the earth,
Okay,
bro.
right, right.
It's just like, it's almost as if he thinks he's so smart that first of all, the hubris to even get to this point, to think that you just have this level of intelligence over people that have dedicated their lives to these things, is still
Like you, right? Like he knows. So this brother, so Illogics is talking about himself. The hubris to think that you know. So you know what the earth is doing. Is that what you're saying? That's what it sounds like to me. You're just so sure of yourself. You know exactly what this earth is doing. You called me clown earlier. Let's see if we could come down to the comments. No, these comments are here somewhere. I'm in here, and you jumped on me, right? Let's see. Let's see what's been said already. Okay, let's talk about it. Literally, some of the biggest known flat earthers found the curve on film, you doof. Of course, I'm the doof. Really? Where? You must now support your claim, sir. Support this claim, and why would you call me a doof? All right, should have put a question mark down there. Let's see. Maybe someday we'll let you out of the belly of the ships and you could view reality. Thank you, Jamie Richardson. I appreciate that. Yep. And I could view reality. You guys are bold. You guys have a lot of luck. And you guys are very bold. At the end of Behind the Curve, here it is. Thank you, Judas Campanella. Judas front and center. Judas, where are you? With your 500,000 subscribers, but somehow you managed to only muster up like 75 people to watch you. Absolutely, absolutely, absolutely outrageous. Outrageous. Jaron Campanella and Bob Nodell perform an experiment, a laser test, and a gyroscope experiment, respectively, intending to prove the Earth flat. So, okay, so illogics, I need you to understand that the gyroscope does not at all, ever give you round Earth. Not once. You have to get the Earth being round for the Earth to be round. Okay, the gyroscope is not going to give you the round Earth. I need for you to know that, and I need for you to understand that, and I need for you to know why. And I'm not going to sit here and tell you why. I need for you to know why. But both produce constant results with a spherical Earth. No, it doesn't. A gyro compass does not give you a spherical Earth. For you to get a spherical Earth, illogics, okay? Because I'm going to tell you, and I'm not going to type it to you. All right. For you to get that, you need to measure the Earth. You need to find a way to measure the Earth. Okay. So my thing is I make it nice and simple for you. If you could go from a distance and you could look at the Earth and have the balls to call it the blue marble, you know what you can do? You can then measure the Earth. Because if you could see the Earth in its entirety to look like a complete circle, when these guys are saying that it looks like a pear from a distance, somehow we get a we get a basketball from a pear. Last time, I don't see Pele kicking around a football, but for some odd reason, people are saying that it's fatter at the hips and skinnier at the tops. So it sounds like a turnip, a gourd, or even a pear. Let's continue. Okay, consistent, blah, blah, blah. So I'm a clown. Cool. But if the earth were round, which again, that's not the right thing. So it's either the earth is spherical. You don't want to say round because round is 2D, right? Circles are round. We get that. But circles are not spheres. They're circles. Okay. They had to move it downward when they did. All right. When they did the laser test. So right there, he's talking about, I think it was that movie Behind the Curve with Jaron. And I think at that point it was Jaron and David Weiss, where they were doing the laser experiment. And then the laser didn't appear on the cardboard, right? And so the show ended. Now, David Weiss came out, he tried to sue those guys because they moved something out of the way and then it somehow, and then not even somehow, then because of that blockage, it then appeared. David Weiss already knows. David Weiss already knows. He already explained it. I believe even Jaron explained it. But then they moved on. They agreed to disagree and just walk separate ways, and then Netflix went ahead and they delivered it. Okay, you didn't even know what I was referring to. Okay, so from that I said, come on, man. Jaron and David Weiss already explained why that happened in the movie. I don't have to clown you to demonstrate how the earth is not curving, sir. Again, as I've said, I've been in the service for some time and I've done things many haven't done and seen many things I've seen. I'm just being honest. It isn't curving. Either way, all you need is time and a drop of will, and you can see all of this for yourself. If you don't mind, I'd like to go over your video on my show tonight, which is right now, and not bash, but rather to demonstrate. Then he says, stop it. You didn't even know what I was referring to. And then you would have responded accordingly. I don't care what you've done and seen if you're stupid. Okay, so I'm dumb. It doesn't help but reinforce your inability to understand. Cool. It doesn't understand anything. And then I said, all right, since you claim I'm lying so much, you'll get to see it live. Okay. And then I just put, okay, blah, blah, blah. Then, of course, everybody else, you're going to have the peanut gallery go against you and talking shit. So times have changed, gentlemen. Times have changed. And so you're going to get that. You're going to get that. But notice how the tone is different. Back in the day, we would have gotten steamrolled a lot quicker. Okay, yeah. Okay. So the Earth is an oblate spheroid, but for whatever reason, it's not giving us oblate spheroid vibes. It's not giving us this curvature. You guys swear by the curvature, it's just not giving it to us. So one day, if you guys have the gumption, you'll be able to provide us curvature, but you won't because you can't. It's that simple. And it doesn't take me yelling or anything else like that. All you need to do is produce it. And it says Jaren's laser test wasn't even done over water. I don't know. Or I don't think it was. and then code Kado F AFK. Okay, Kado AFK. How you doing? Good to see you. Co-parter, Dr. Bass Ackwards, welcome, sir. Good to see you. Skep 936, welcome, sir. Good to see you. Good to see you. And I have yet to answer you in your email. However, I will. He sabotaged it. Jaren sabotaged it. So everybody knows that nobody trusts Jaren anymore because Jaren has his own issues to deal with. D man, how you doing, sir?
What's going on, Vlad? Good to see
Man,
you.
not too much, man. Man, what you eating like that, man? This shit sound good.
I'm not eating anything.
You just it sound like you eating something.
No, no,
Like a bag of pretzels or some shit.
no.
But
Why am I so scratchy? What
no,
did I
no, no,
do?
no. You sound like you're like, hey Vlad.
No,
I was
man.
like, what's this motherfucker over here eating, man? You eating a sandwich and you ain't sharing with nobody? Come on,
No,
man.
too late for that.
How you been, bro?
Been all right, man. None of
So,
these guys have seen any of the things that they're talking about. Curvin.
but that's what I'm waiting for. Like, you know how I'd get upset and everything else. I'd be like, I'm not even doing that no more. And really, all we just need the simple stuff. Like I'm not making fun of. Listen, ill logics. There's nobody here making fun of you. There's nobody here poking at you about how you're an idiot. No, we ain't doing all that.
No,
We're tired
we're not
of
sitting
that.
making content on other people. We're not sitting
No,
there
no,
razzing it 24/7 and clipping
mm-mm,
everything out and
nope. But
making a
instead,
drama series out of it.
right. Instead, what I think is important that we discuss why you think it's okay to attack Lord Jamar over him giving you basic common sense. Really, that if you want to be honest, that is common sense. That's common sense. You don't feel the earth turning like
No,
earth turn. Welcome to earth turn, guys. It's Tuesday, earth turn, blah blah blah. No, you see the sun move. That's common.
yeah.
That's what everybody sees.
Do you think it's a perception thing? You think some people look up and get vertigo and say, "We must be spinning"? It's kind of like, you walk to an edge. You ever been on like a cliff edge or walk on like a really high building, that's got like a porch in the back, and you go over towards the railing and you get near the edge and you get that like spinny weird feeling.
Oof.
And you're like, "Oh crap, let me step away." I'm
Yeah,
thinking
right.
that they look up and get that feeling, and that's why they think that, "Oh, we're spinning."
They probably do because I had a friend of mine say that, when I lie on the beach and I look up in the sky, I feel the earth turning. And I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, they got you, bruh. I'm like, the
Yeah.
synagogue of Satan got you hook, line, and sinker. They got you. Like they got you watching football, eating bad food, everything. They got you. They
I
got
think
you.
it's a perception thing. I think a lot of people, I think if you actually did, that would be kind of a weird experiment to do. Have a bunch of people do try that. Say, lay on your back
Mhm.
and look up at the sky. See what
Yeah.
kind of feeling do you get? I bet you money it would be different through all the people. Some people would just look up and not feel anything, and some people get all woozy and weird.
hmm I think what that is it might be because sometimes people could watch something on TV or have a virtual reality headset on, and then based off of what their eyes are getting, a couple of things can happen. Is you can wind up getting nystagmus, and basically what that is your eyes are like jittering back and
Yeah,
forth,
yeah,
and a lot of people like that. That's like a form of nerve damage, and a lot of people could get like vertigo because of that alone. Like you don't want to get that shit. You know what
yeah.
I'm saying?
A lot of
And
people that got MS and a lot of that stuff, they have vestibular problems.
It's a that's yes,
Yeah,
like, there have you ever seen people watch movies and the camera doing all this and they're like, "I can't look no more.
yeah, yeah,
I'm getting sick." Like,
yeah,
their eye is giving them that effect, and it's fucking with their brain.
yeah.
Like, that's you've seen it. People have seen it. That might have been you. That might have been other people, right? Um, but some of us have gone out on the sea, and we see the waves coming up, and then automatically you're like,
Yeah.
"Whew," right, just by looking at the waves. Me, thank God I got my sea legs, man. I never really didn't have to deal with that, but it's a real phenomena. And so what you're talking about, yeah, there's a possibility some people just look up and stay looking up, and then they kind of feel the earth moving under their feet. Like You know.
I think it's because your eyes are looking and the ceiling's spinning, and then it gives you that weird effect. Then it clicks in that, oh,
Ooh.
we're moving. It's kind of sending a false signal to you in a way. That some
Mm-hmm.
people are sensitive to. Some people aren't, but some
Mm-hmm.
people catch on to it and they look up and then they get this vertigo feeling
Yep.
because you're looking at something spinning and then it gives you the effect. Kind of like being in IMAX. You ever been in IMAX?
Yes. Yes.
All
And
right.
how good they are with
Yeah.
making
Now
the
think about
room
it. You're
turn.
not moving. But
Mhm.
because what you're seeing is moving, that gives
Yeah.
you the feeling effect. They used to have an IMAX in Boston had a movie where they would run you down the highway that went down through the middle of Boston at like
Mhm.
3 times the speed, and the girl next to me threw up. The girl next
See
to me.
what I mean?
So I
It's
think it's sensitivity to some people who look up
yeah.
and see something spinning, and then they get this feeling like, "Oh, we're definitely spinning. I can feel it."
And you know what's wild, man, is that like people's minds, they're set like that. Whereas other people, they couldn't even see what it is they're looking. They don't even need to know what it is they're looking at. If they see it, it might not trigger any kind of effect in them. But some people, like you said, are just sensitive like that.
Yeah,
The motions of the room doing that, it's going to set people off.
yeah,
It's going to get you all hot. You're going to get all nauseous. You're going to be like, oh my God, the mouth is going
yeah,
to start to froth up. So actually, there's a game that I used to love playing. Dark Star, uh, Demon Souls, Demon Souls, Dark Souls series, right? Big time. I love the Dark Souls, Demon Souls series, right? The Souls series, and there would be parts in the game where you're walking, and then like you have cliffs, and it's one of those almost a free roaming game where you could go anywhere in the world,
yeah.
right? But when you fall off the cliff, have you ever fallen off of a cliff and you didn't want to fall off the cliff with your character? What does that make you feel like?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You're
Yeah, I
not
hear you.
falling in real life. You're not even in the screen.
But you're
You
seeing it.
but you're seeing it. That's your character.
Yeah,
When it happens, you get the effect of, oh shit, I'm falling. Your stomach kind
yeah.
of does its own thing. Your asshole shuts closed, and you're like, oh fuck. You know what I'm
That's what
saying?
those goggles are doing with people now, is it's putting the screen right in front of your eyes, and it's giving you this perception that you are in something and you are it's like the ultimate first person view because you're
Yes.
you're moving your head and doing things, and it's taking these motions from senses to give you a full effect, like
Hmm.
I understand it, but I think it kind of skips over the it's a game, and
It
now it's
puts
gone into some physical insanity thing that you're
yes.
smashing into everything in your room. And I've seen people throwing stuff at the TV, breaking
Yeah.
stuff, and
Yeah.
it just starts getting to the point where it's like, okay, this isn't a game anymore. You're just trying to emulate real life at this point.
Yeah.
Like,
Just right. Go out there and do something for some of
yeah,
that to happen. It'll
turn it
happen.
on and play it like a game. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Keep it in that realm. Once you start going in where you have to literally start doing things to play it, then it's like, okay, this isn't a game anymore.
It's not fun. Yeah.
Yeah,
It's not
it's
fun
work.
because it's dangerous. And then you wind up busting your TV because it just feels so real. Which, you know what? Shout out to them for making it that way. But at the same time, people have a hard enough time driving a real car. So now, you know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah,
people want flying cars. I'm like, slow down,
yeah,
figure out a regular car first.
yeah.
So let's one baby steps, please, baby steps. But this guy over here, right? Illogics. I apologize, brother. Illogics, which I like his channel. He's looks like he's got some pretty deep content and he discusses things. But when he talks about the flat earth, unfortunately, he doesn't know what he's talking about. But because you have the people of the likes of Simon Dan and Prostitute Dave and everybody else like that, like those guys, they're convincing. They have big platforms. They have other people that listen to them. So when you have these things in place and you don't have enough of a mind of, I'm not saying that you don't have a mind of your own, but if you don't have your own mind to dissect what it is that's being said on both sides,
Yeah.
it's kind of hard to listen to the party being attacked. It's difficult, especially when the numbers are in your favor. But what I caution you, illogics, of doing is talking and not knowing. And not, I'm not saying and not understand it. I'm saying and not knowing, like you don't know. You jumped on my case for talking about things and how stupid I am, and I accept that. I'll take that from you because you don't know what my background is. I just wanted to give you a quick brief on my background. I didn't have to give you everything, right? Um, but there are people that have done a fraction of what I've done, and they get it, right? Because they see it. All they needed to do is see it, understand, and then it is what it is, or it isn't what we thought it once was. Um, if you're not willing to take on that perspective in order to better understand your surroundings, you need to chill out because what you're doing right now is you're making yourself known to be one of them. And I caution you on that strictly because um if you're one of them, the internet doesn't forget. And me, I don't mind. I don't mind being a flat earther because this is as bad as it's going to get. You know what I'm saying? This is all we can only move up from here. This is
Yeah.
as bad as it's going to get. Let me tell you what comes with the flat earth kit, right? You know you start to notice things, kind of like what Roger talks about, the noticing. The
Yeah.
more you notice things. You notice there's a particular the synagogue of Satan. They get called out, and a lot of people don't like it. But it typically comes with the flat earth kit because it's a whole series of truths that you're ready to deal with. Nobody said you like to deal with them, but you're ready to deal with it. You're more than happy to take on these truths because it's going to give you access to more truths or more things that you thought were truths, and then the truth makes its way to the
Yeah.
forefront. So be cautious of that. D man, before I get back to the video, you got anything to add to that?
Observations and um, in nature, based it on that, based it on observations, things you've seen, experiences you've had, traveling, moving, noticing no change in your body's vertical positioning at all times, no matter
Yep.
where you are.
Yep.
That should be enough right there.
That's it. Listen to your body and go experience. You have to do certain things, right? Certain things you'll just have to do for yourself, illogics. And you can't rely on other people to do them for you. You just have to do and experience it yourself. If you don't, and you're talking about this topic, you're being totally disingenuous. In my opinion, you're being totally disingenuous. So before let me shut up so I could let these guys just talk on it.
Is that your TV show, Vlad TV?
No.
I
No.
was gonna say you got a band and everything, really?
You know what I'm saying? No, Vlad is a Russian dude, right? Vlad
I
is a
know.
Russian dude, and yeah, and he's pretty successful,
I was
right? And
gonna
he
say,
gets to.
man, you moved up since last week.
I was gonna say, when I heard of Vlad TV, I was like, why are people talking about me? And then I was like, no, bro, you ain't that important, bro. Like, sit down. You ain't that important. Sit your ass down. The wrong Vlad. But it's all good. But shout out to Vlad TV for getting Lord Jamar on there. But I feel Vlad, I'll be honest with you. I feel Vlad TV, Vlad knows something is up because he's spoken to Lord Jamar on this topic before. And Lord Jamar explained it to him. But Vlad knows something is up because he keeps poking at him about it.
Yeah.
He's not stupid. He's
He's
like, I don't agree.
curious. He's
I
curious.
don't agree. And Lord Jamar's like, okay, you don't okay. You ain't gotta agree that the earth is flat. They, my kids think it's unfair that they have to eat broccoli sometimes.
Yeah.
Okay. It doesn't have to be fair, but that's what's happening. You still eating that shit. Give a fuck what you say. Nobody cares what you have to say. You don't have to agree that the earth is flat. It's not curving. We could tell you that much.
No.
We could say it
I
for
mean,
certain.
like I said, your observations in nature, simple movement. If you've traveled a
Hmm.
lot, you will know that you're vertically positioned at all times. You're never tilting forward, back. You're never seeing buildings tilting away from you at distance. It's just not happening. Otherwise, how everything would be positioned on that shape would be really, really obvious. Things
Yep.
like the sun coming up and going down, you would see literally the shadow of the land itself. I mean,
Yeah.
there's so many things.
Yeah. So let's get to it with Vlad TV and them.
This way.
The tennis ball and then shoots out in all directions. There's video of this. There's pictures of this doing that.
A tennis ball has essentially no gravity. Earth does.
Yeah.
On Earth, water sticks because it's being pushed or pulled inward by
Oh,
gravity.
boy.
On a tennis ball, there's nothing pulling the water to the center. Also, the centrifugal acceleration when you spin a tennis ball is much larger than that of Earth's. So,
Did you hear that?
Yeah, I did. Listen, if a basketball's going 1,000 miles an hour, because he's the smallest circumference, take a bigger ball,
Mhm.
spin it at the same speed, it's going to have different forces further out on
Sure.
the outside edge than it's going to have in the center. I said this example before. We took my friend's moped and took the wheel from the moped and put it up against the carousel. And
Mhm.
I got in the middle of it and I stood and just hugged the pole in the middle of it and
Mm.
said, "All right, go ahead." And he just jammed that,
Ooh.
and it spun me around so much that I almost blacked out. It's not like I
Yeah.
stopped, So my friend said, "All right, let me get on the outside of it." So he went on the outside of it and held onto the poles, like these steel poles,
Mhm.
and he only went half throttle, and he could
Yep.
barely hold on. And he looked at me and punched it, and it whipped him off of that thing,
Fudge.
like threw him into the kids' playground. And we had never seen anything like that. I was like, "Holy crap!" It just spun him right off of it.
Oh my God.
And you realize that the force is different when you're standing in the center of it than it is standing
Mhm.
on the outside of it. Like my
Outside.
friend showed, he couldn't hold on anymore. It overpowered his grip for him to hold on to the poles. Where in the middle, it didn't have that crazy force on the outside, but it spun me way faster. So I
Mm.
almost blacked out holding on to that. I had to wave my hand like, "Oh, no, stop." I mean, just things that kids do, you don't think
Yeah.
about that you did it, but now here it is applied. So I can understand what he's trying to say.
And yes, I can understand what he's trying to say, but it's like, okay, but you're saying that there's movement. You're still saying that there is movement.
Yeah.
And so you still have to prove movement. You still
Yeah.
have to show that it's moving. So if it's moving the way you say it is, you can then get on a blimp.
Yeah, and you should be able to
Or
stand still and watch that
yes,
ground move, and it don't go
yes.
anywhere.
Because they try to say, well, because the ground is moving and you leave the ground, you kind of travel with the ground. But let me tell you what there are. We also have aircraft carriers.
Yeah.
People forget we have aircraft carriers. People forget that we have planes that launch off of aircraft carriers. People forget that we have planes that have to come back and land on moving aircraft carriers.
Yeah.
So
Yep.
now you have to introduce a moving Earth to a moving aircraft carrier with a moving airplane. Jet airplane, excuse me.
Yeah. Or a north to south runway. Forget about that.
Yeah, oh my God. Yes. They totally forget about these things. Nobody's paying any attention. And here's the thing, guys, we have a whole fleet out in the middle, in the freaking mid-Pacific, out there in the Pacific at the equator. We're always doing air ops out there. We're always doing fawn ops out there. So if you're doing fawn ops, you're doing con ops, and you're doing con ops, you're doing air ops.
Oh yeah, we got stuff in the north and the northern fleet. So don't the Russians. The Russians got all kinds
Yes,
of crap in the north.
exactly. And here's the thing, it's not just Americans doing that. The Russians are doing it,
Yep.
right? Because they have a freaking, I think it's what on their Kuznetsov. I don't even know if their Kuznetsov's still active, but the Chinese have carriers as well,
Yeah.
right? They have the Kuznetsov version, they have the Liaoning, they have a couple of them. They have a couple of carriers. I think the French have the Charles de Gaulle freaking class. So all these guys have carriers. It's not just American people. I even think the Indians have one, right? And all these guys launch planes off their freaking deck, and then they land them again. And guess what? They're not all up north. Some of them are at the equator.
Yeah.
And why is that a big deal? Is because aren't we spinning fastest at the equator?
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah,
you
well, the
think of
most force would be at
it-
the equator.
at the equator, exactly. And so we're doing a lot of these air ops at the equator. It's not, and here's the thing, you can make fun of me, you can call me an idiot, everything else. We're still taking off and landing off of freaking aircraft carriers. And when you're on the water, it's like you're in an ice rink,
Yeah.
damn near.
Russia dominates Arctic maritime capabilities in the world's largest icebreaker fleet. They have 100 vessels
Yeah.
and a
Oh, they're ready for it.
nuclear powered ones, and it's the
Mhm.
Northern Fleet based in Kola Bay.
Yep.
Canada has a big Northern Fleet also because they're
Mhm.
of course, naturally the highest point in North America.
Yeah. And it makes sense to have those kinds of surface combatants out there and them surface auxiliary boats because of the environment that you're in.
Yeah.
You don't want to get iced in. You know what I'm
Nope.
saying?
Denmark,
Yeah.
Sweden, and Finland have specialized smaller fleets of maritime patrolling the Arctic also.
See? So yeah, not everybody's going to be going up in the Arctic. It's a harsh environment. You got to be ready for it. You got to be weatherized for it. Your boat has to be weatherized for it, right? It's it's not something that anybody just goes up there and does what they need to do. Either way, people still do air ops out of there. People still do air ops in the middle of the
Yeah.
world, right? And they
Yeah.
happen.
And if that was the case, then you'd be spinning a lot different up. You'd be spinning around at a different RPM. You'd be spinning at a different ratio at the top and the
Mhm.
middle than you would be if it was the
I think
pizza and you were all the way on the
yeah,
outside edge. The
and
air
you'd
would
have to
be traveling.
calculate that.
Yeah,
You'd
the
have
air
to
would be
calculate for
traveling
that.
at different speeds and everything.
Yep. Yep. And what? At the equator, we're traveling at like 1,040 miles an hour. I
Yeah,
think up in New York, you're traveling at like they say around
yeah,
840 miles an hour, something like that.
yeah. But
I
it's a
forget what it
smaller
is.
circle, so
Yes.
it's gonna be different. Forces are gonna be
Yes.
different.
Mm-hmm.
As I
Mm-hmm.
explained with that kid who was standing on the outside of it and me
Outside.
standing in the middle.
Yep.
It
Yep.
wasn't trying to spit me off because I didn't have the centrifugal forces from him being on the very, very outside of it had a
Mm-hmm.
lot more pull you off of it force where I'm standing in the middle of it
Yeah.
in this
It's
little 3-foot circle.
it's the same as you playing a 45 as opposed to what did they have? They had
Yeah,
45 and they had
33.
70, they had 33s, right?
33 and a
So
third.
yep, they had the big record, they had the small record.
Yeah,
And then you'd
different
have to
play
change
speeds.
your there we go. You'd have to change your playing speed
Yeah,
just so you could play something that doesn't sound like Alvin and the
yeah,
Chipmunks or
exactly.
something with super bass, with
Yeah,
deep, slow
put the
talk.
45 on 33 and you'll figure it out real quick. Or take the 33 and put it on
Put it on a
45.
45.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You have to match that speed. But let's
Here we go
continue.
with the record player analogies
You
again.
know what I'm saying? The record player coming back. We're showing our age, but let's let these guys do their thing.
Of course the water flies off. That's not evidence against the globe, by the way. It's evidence that the tennis ball weighs almost nothing and spins faster than the Earth does.
But the magic sauce that they always talk about with these things, they say is gravity. So the magic sauce, which makes all water stick to the earth, is gravity. Yet the same gravity allows, guppies swim and a housefly to move around. It doesn't pull those things down, but it's holding thousands of tons of water.
He just doesn't understand force. like you don't.
But you understand force? Like this dude's talking like he knows everything.
Yeah.
Like he's so sure of himself. And I'm like, okay, well, then you explain.
I don't know. I've never seen water hanging upside down.
Hanging
Without a
upside down.
container, have I?
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, clouds, I guess.
Yeah, but I mean, the way that he's thinking, like it's this magical forces pushing all around this magical ball that's spinning that you don't feel, that is doing all these things that you can't see, don't feel, don't observe, but yet water is being held upside down. Like as I said, it's ridiculous. That's why I always ask these guys, when have you ever been upside down? Most people say, "Oh, I've never been upside down." And I say, well, all right, go get on the roller coaster and go do the corkscrew. And come and talk to me when you get off of it, or go do the loop-de-loop. Right, and then tell me the force that you felt by going upside down. Right, and tell me. Yeah,
they know that, but then they're going to say, well, it's relative. You're not going to feel being upside down in Australia. You're not even. That's not even a thing.
Yeah.
Like it's like, well, some physical change has to happen, because if it's a ball, there has to be an upside down at some point. Like you guys show it on film, so it obviously must exist. Correct?
Buildings would have to be built sideways. It'd have to be built horizontal.
Yes.
So I mean, even the same as you start to go from the equator down then the buildings would start to invert, would start to actually be pointed down, and the sun would come up below you.
Which my thing is this. What is this? Because if think about it, that's a good point. Because now if you go out in space, then what is down and what is up? Where do you set your standard?
Space would just be anywhere away from the ground, up from off, that's not
What?
pointing towards the ground in their mind.
In their mind, but where does ground begin? Where
At your
does
feet.
up begin?
Up would just be wherever angle you're standing. It doesn't matter in their mind,
Irrespective.
upside down, yeah, to your
See?
position.
You see, they can't even. They really can't. They really can't. Really, they can't up account for that. Nobody can.
No, you've never seen it, and you've never felt it. And when you travel over the surface, you would have to follow the surface, which means that whatever you were in, whether it be a ship or a sub or a plane or a car,
Yeah.
the positioning of the actual thing that you're strapped into, sitting in sturdily, you would change with that position, and you don't feel that either.
Mm-hmm.
Neither do you observe it.
Nope.
Neither do you observe any of the buildings leaning away from you as you were driving towards them. They'd be tilting up towards you. Just it's craziness. You don't observe any of that.
I'll tell you what you do feel is when the submarine either goes up before an emergency blow. You know, when you see the submarines pop out the surface of the boom, right?
Well, because it comes up, it comes out of the water and comes down.
Right.
It's got
comes down like a freaking whale.
Yeah.
When it does an emergency blow, you can feel that, right? I forget how many degrees it is, and even if I did remember, I'm not even going to talk on that. But
just the motion coming up would be the force pushing down on you naturally.
Exactly. You could feel that boat come up at such a steep angle that a lot of dudes start heading forward, and then they start doing the Michael Jackson lean forward.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They start doing that craziness.
Here we go again. Vestibular system. It's always trying to keep you vertical. Doesn't matter what's going on.
Doing its best, and every submariner does this, right? And it's a pretty wild feeling. It's fun. And then the same thing when we go deep. You do the same thing. You run back aft, and then you do it over.
Feel your stomach come up in your guts.
Exactly, and it's like, oh, and then they're like, oh, we're at depth. We're at depth. We're deep. We're going. We're moving.
Now, if that thing just went down an inch an hour, would you feel it?
An inch an hour.
Let's say it just gradually just dropped very, very little. You would still, let's say, all of a sudden it stopped. You would feel the stop.
You know what you would? You know what you would have? You could feel it because you could put something like a marble on the floor, and then you could probably watch the marble.
Yeah, a cup of coffee, a glass of water.
Yeah, and then you could see
string on the wall.
That's actually it. If the boat is doing these angles, right, then you can put a glass of water, and then you could see that tilt occur.
Yeah.
You could see that happen.
That's why I'm saying this is the kind of thinking that you have to do.
Yeah.
To work it out and say, I've never seen that. I've never experienced that. I've never felt that.
Right. And and here's the thing is you don't have to believe me. You could have other submariners tell you the same thing. This is something that naturally occurs. Right? I guess naturally within the realm of, we're doing something that we naturally shouldn't be doing.
Yeah.
Right. But based off of the circumstances, this is what's happening.
Yeah.
And these are the results of it. Right. So anybody that's been on a sub could tell you that these things take place, and you yourself could go on a submarine and you could watch this or you could do it yourself, right? But the thing with the submarine is the periscope. Somebody's got to tell us where this curvature is with the periscope, and nobody could do it. It's the easiest thing in the world. It's the biggest giveaway. It's a freebie. The periscope is a freebie because that's one of the most distinguished things about a submarine is how it views the environment, the visual environment, and that's with the periscope. Every submarine.
Where that periscope would pop up would be the highest point.
I'm sorry, say again.
Where the periscope would pop up out of the water, that would be the highest observable point. Yes. Everything away from it would be curved away from it 360 degrees and lower than where that periscope's popping up.
Yep. And when that periscope comes up out the water, man, it's just looking straight at whatever it's looking at. And If it sees something, it sees something. If it doesn't see something, it just doesn't see it. But you got to remember that these periscopes are powerful,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
they could see for miles and miles and miles. And you got to think that it gets seawater on it. It gets all kinds of stuff on the outside of it. But despite the conditions, right? If you throw like an infrared view on there, if you have a FLIR camera on there, you could see better things. You could see a lot further because you're getting rid of clutter with
Yep.
infrared vision,
Yep.
right? And guys tend to forget about that. But these have been capabilities that we've had for a long time.
Oh yeah.
And we could see at vast distances for a long, long time that
Jay
we're not
Tolan
supposed to see.
Jay Tolan has that converted P900 when he goes up in the plains, and it's ridiculous the distance that he can see. And that's
What?
just with some filters and stuff that cuts out all the atmospheric,
Mhm.
whatever you want to call it, all the crap in the the haze and the trash. I mean, you end up realizing that it just keeps on going. That that plane just keeps on trucking. You just can't
Yeah.
see it.
Yeah. And once you lose it, you lose it. Like
Yep.
we're not owls or we're not eagles. But let's continue. Let's let these guys finish
Yep.
up.
Like we've been through this. Just the fact that he thinks that because gravity is holding us to the earth, that we can't use force to move things and for things to fly. He thinks that it's like he thinks gravity is the same as magnetism, and it's not.
And it's not, then what is it? Then what's magnetism? What's gravity? Because like my thing is, I'm gonna be real with you. I don't know why magnets do what they do. Well, of course, can I recreate it? Can I get something? Can I take a piece of iron, bang it real hard, right? With another piece of iron and ultimately make like a temporary magnet? Sure. Can I can I electrically charge a piece of iron and make it ferromagnetic or make it magnetic? Yes. But that doesn't mean that I know why it's doing that. People are going to say the electrons do this, do that. Look, I can recreate it, but I don't know why it's doing it. I can recreate a lot of these things. I don't know why it's doing it. Kind of like, Harmon likes to say, make me a peach pit. If you know how to make a peach pit, oh, sure. Can I grow peaches? I absolutely can. Can I make you a peach pit? I can't do that. I think that's one of the best analogies I've ever heard. I can't do that. We can't recreate certain things. We just can't. So to then have the balls to come out and say, oh, well, you just don't know this because this does that and that is this. Well, that's what you were taught. And it's starting to turn out that a lot of these things that we were taught is actual BS. And we can actually, if we just take the time to take a breath, sit down, eat a banana, and look again, we can see that we've been, I can't even say we've been lied to anymore, that we just fell for it. Like
It's just the narrative. It's the
accepted it.
narrative that they push. That's all.
Yeah. And we accepted it. We just accepted it blindly without doing our due diligence.
It took life experience to figure out that something isn't right.
Yes. And it takes a little bit of pressure and it takes a little bit of failures and stuff like that to recognize, like, hey, this isn't working.
Yeah.
Probably because I've been buying this bullshit for such a long time. But let's let this guy continue.
It's not in a simple way, kind of, but it's not really. It's not. Gravity isn't the same as magnetism. But I think his brain thinks it's like that. It's like this force is just super hard that you need extra human strength to overcome. It's like, no, bro.
To the earth. It's ridiculous. Well,
oh dear. He sort of answered his own argument here, hasn't he? Gravity acts on mass. The more mass you have, the stronger gravity's effect. A housefly weighs almost nothing. The ocean, trillions of tons. So when he says gravity holding thousands of pounds of water is ridiculous, he's accidentally explaining why it works. That's the whole point. Also, a fish swims because muscle force easily overcomes gravity in water, where buoyancy reduces effective weight. Gravity is still acting on the fish, it's just not the strongest force in that moment. Same with a housefly.
Let me go about this a different way.
I don't think anybody's... Go ahead.
It's the mass attracts mass crap.
Yeah.
That's all it is.
It's bull because it's All right. Well, ships still weigh as much as they weigh.
Yeah.
Subs still weigh what they weigh. Surface ships still weigh what they weigh, which is millions of pounds, probably, right? Thousands of tons, many tons. But then just based off of how it displaces the water,
Yeah.
it's buoyant in the water, right? Blimps, I can't take a blimp and bench press a blimp. It would crush me. I can't do that with the blimp, right? Because even though blimps could float or you know, they're relatively light, I can't pick up no damn blimp. I can't do that.
Yeah.
But you fill in a blimp with enough helium or enough gas that's lighter than the air around it, it's going to lift that blimp.
Yep.
Doesn't matter how massive that blimp is.
You could take a
It's
gas-filled balloon and pull it underwater and then let it go,
Oh,
and
yeah.
it'll rise and then keep on going.
Exactly. It
You
doesn't
could drop a
belong down
bowling
there.
ball and it'll do the exact same thing. It'll fall through that lighter medium than
Yep.
what it's traveling through, and then hit the water and keep on going.
Yep.
So it's
Yep.
just buoyancy and density through the medium, or relative
That's it.
disequilibrium.
And you want to know something, man? You still have to deal with buoyancy and density when it comes to our surface air. The air up here, not the air down there. It's you're
Yeah.
still dealing with buoyancy and density, right? The higher you climb, the less dense the atmosphere is.
Yeah. And the heavier
more
it
you come-
gets.
Yes. And the heavier it gets here at sea level, and then ultimately you get to where there's water. You get to water. Water is your representation of now this is a totally new atmosphere. You ain't breathing this shit.
Yeah. I mean, I've seen the ones where they take the vacuum chamber and put the weight in it and put a plastic bottle or a can or a full whatever, anything, and it weighs more when that medium is changed. That medium's pulled out of it. Well,
Mhm.
the weight goes up even high. So now you go way high, and you think, oh well, I should just float away. No, don't work that way. It becomes
Mhm.
heavier once you get it in the vacuum.
Mm-hmm. So let's get with these jokers right here. See what they saying.
Because I'm not a scientist, and
Huh.
I can't argue
Right.
scientifical.
But
Oh.
you can use common sense.
But
There we
I'm
go.
not a
Notice, I just want y'all to know the type of people we talking about. They use the words common sense for stuff.
Oh Lord.
This is the group of people that love common sense. Donald Trump,
Oh Lord.
Lord Jamar, Asmund Gold. Hell, who can I throw in there? I'll throw Piers Morgan in there. People that just have a basic understanding of the things around them in life.
Really?
Say common sense all the time.
So let me guess. Pilots say pilot common sense.
Yeah.
Ship guys that push ships all over the place.
Yeah.
Sea captains. That's common sense.
Yeah. Ask them and they'll tell you, no, it's flat as a pancake.
It's
They'll
flat
tell
as
you
shit.
every time.
Yeah.
They'll tell you every time.
Yeah.
No,
And
it's not curved.
Yeah, if they're not saying that, they're saying something close because they don't want to get their asses fired.
Exactly. So they just go along with it and say, oh yeah. But
Yeah.
in reality, if he came on the internet and showed his face, he'd be out of a job probably
He'd
within
be-
a couple
oh.
of days.
Yep.
You
They'd
know?
be like, "You're flying for Pan Am, homie."
Yeah. Somebody tried doing this a while ago in a small twin-engine Cessna, and they decided I'm going to go to X amount of feet and I'm going to fly for curvature, and they ended up crashing the plane.
See what I mean?
So he's just like, yeah, this isn't going to work. When
Yeah.
that thing's barking at you to pull up,
That's it. That's it. You better listen to them instruments too.
that's
Don't
why I
think you're gonna
say.
do anything.
Then you notice they never ever make any videos showing, okay, here's what it looks like. Okay, here's what it's doing. All right, here's the example of it doing. Okay, now we're actually upside down right now. Yeah, we're past this point. Notice they never ever say, I'm going to take a plane ride and go across the entire place. And I'm going to see if the position of my body changes at any point in time by taking pitch data and by doing simple stuff. And they never do it. Because if they did,
That's
it
a
would
good
show the
point.
exact opposite of what they say.
Exactly.
That's why they don't do it.
Yep. That's a really good point. I never even considered that.
Have you ever seen those guys ever say, I'm going to put an angle meter on the seat, I'm going to fly it, and we're going to see the tilt change, I'm going to see the position change, and I am not going to feel any of it? Notice they've never done it.
No. There are a bunch of those things that those guys don't even want to touch. They don't even want to touch it. And it's my thing is it's so simple and it's readily available. It's not like you need science to go ahead and make these things happen for you.
Yeah, anybody can go get on a plane right now.
Yeah,
Anybody can take a cruise. Take a cruise.
that's it.
Go
That's
relax
it.
and go take a cruise and just change the camera every day and film that
Yep.
angle meter. Tell me when it starts tilting forward.
Exactly.
Let me know when it's upside down from when you
Yeah.
set it.
Ain't nobody going. And
Yeah.
if it is upside down, you're probably getting rescued at that point.
Yeah, exactly.
Probably
So I
getting
mean,
rescued.
that's
Yeah.
the thing that grabs me is that they have all these opportunities to do these things and show it, and you can't show it.
Nope.
They have all these opportunities to show spin, and they can't show any of it. Can't show it, but they can predict it. I can predict this, and predict that, and
Yeah.
predict this, but a prediction
See?
isn't something
see
that you
you see
observe
why
in
the star
nature.
Yeah, you see why the star and the sun's moon is doing that? It's
Yeah.
because it's based off of a globe Earth, and it's
Yeah.
like, oh wow, like they bought it. They bought it
Yeah.
all. They bought the whole thing, and
I had a
so it's hard to then tell them to just stop, be still, and just listen and
yeah.
look at it from our perspective because it's hard. I would imagine because they're so adamant and they're so sold on the globe, they can't even possibly make sense of why it is or how it is we could have swapped over.
Yeah.
Like it eludes them altogether. They just think we're stupid or like we have a mental defect. That's it. That's the only reason why we're flat earthers
Yeah.
is because we're stupid. Not
Yeah.
because we went through the process of realizing that the shit don't work
Yeah.
in those conditions that they keep talking about.
It's because we've traveled. It's because we've done
Yeah.
shit. We've been on ships. We've been on choppers. We've traveled long
Yes.
distances. We've seen this shit. And you
Yep.
don't see any of that. That's the difference. And I think a lot of people don't travel like people used to travel in the 60s and the 70s when traveling was nothing. You could spend a couple of bucks and get on the plane and go to Cuba or go to here or go, and have a vacation. It isn't
yeah.
kind of like that anymore. So people are just traveling in their mind. They're not they're not actually
went
doing it and saying, shit, oh yeah, nothing's changing. Yeah, that glass of champagne's still flat from the second. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like
You could even travel to Nebraska. Nebraska will tell you everything. It's flat as a pancake over there.
Florida, it's the flattest state.
Florida's flat as hell. And they got all that water.
Yeah.
You could do these tests a million times over. Like these guys, globe people, listen. These resources are readily available to you. Don't think that you need NASA to help you along and to do this and that for you.
Simple
Because
things.
yeah, man, these are easy. You don't need those motherfuckers to sit there and give it to you. You don't let these dudes think that they're telling you the truth, man. Because the same people that said that they were telling you the truth are the same people that been hiding them Epstein files, same people that gave you them shots here a few years ago. They're the same people that told you that Gaddafi was doing this. The same people that gave you WMDs, same people that gave you 9/11. They're the same ones. They rinse and repeat. That's all they do, man. They run the same play on you over and over again. And you think they're gonna turn around and tell you the truth, man?
Of course not.
They've been lying to y'all. And black people, listen. Don't try to impress people, dude. Please, we need to stop trying to impress people and just be honest with shit. Saying, "Oh, well, we knew that the Earth was a ball." No, we didn't. Nobody ever did.
No,
Nobody
you
ever
never knew
did.
that.
Stop
You
saying
never
that
would have
shit.
came to that conclusion either if somebody didn't tell you
Stop.
that that's what it was.
Yes.
You would have actually had
Nobody.
the opposite thing happen. You would have said, fuck, we're on a what?
Exactly. There's nobody. And they try to do things with us by getting, Carl McNair. That was the dude that was on the Challenger that they said he died, but somehow he turned out to be alive. Carl McNair. And then the lady that did, the ladies that did
Krista
Hidden
McAuliffe.
Figures. Yeah, well, besides Krista McAuliffe, but the ladies that did that movie Hidden Figures
Yeah.
with what's his name? With Kevin Costner. They try to get us into a place to where we're like, oh wow, look at how much we've achieved. But
Yeah.
I'm like, what did we achieve if we didn't go to the moon?
Yeah.
And so a lot of black folks might feel guilty because of that, because we might be like, oh man, I can't say that it didn't happen because now I'm just, turning my nose up to their achievement. I'm like, not saying that they didn't work hard. Sure, you could still work hard and not really achieve nothing, and you don't know. You're none the wiser to it. But
Yeah.
you're led to believe that you've achieved something because if as soon as you don't, the rest of your people are going to say you a sellout, or you this or that, you that. So are you going to go with the truth, or are you just going to go along with what the people say just so you don't get fucking bashed on?
Yeah.
But I don't know, man. That's a conversation for another time. But let's keep talking about Lord Jamar. Hold on now.
You can say some of these people have a lot of money or whatnot, but money doesn't equal intelligence.
Lord.
It doesn't equal logic. It doesn't equal rationale. It doesn't equal
Money does equal AI, advances in technology and technology to trick you, advances in Nvidia and stuff that they could put on the TV to trick you. We've already seen Donald Trump grow an extra finger while he's giving a presidential address. Everybody's already seen freaking what's his name? You know what I'm saying? Y'all hold on, man. Y'all don't mind. I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna jump on a break real quick. I know I just
It's all right. I'm here.
interrupted myself, but I'm gonna jump on a break real fast, and we'll go ahead and let's do a little 10-minute bathroom break if y'all don't mind. Let's go
Yeah.
ahead and let's do it. Man, I'm not so great at these damn bathroom break retreats, but you're gonna be
So-
back with us here in a little bit, D-Man.
Yeah, I'll come hang out, man.
All right. Shoot. let's go
I'll
ahead
throw
and-
up a link on the side for the 10-minute interval. But run out there and get your popcorn and your. Let's go out to the lobby.
Lobby, right? Get ourselves some snacks. All right, y'all. Let's do it. Be back after these messages. I don't know what else is there. I don't know.
Freak, are you kidding me?
I keep on falling, falling and falling. Will I ever reach the bottom? I'm sorry, 'cause I keep on falling, falling and falling. The dealer of pain is what they call me. And I keep on falling, falling, falling. Will I ever reach the bottom? I'm sorry. I keep on falling, 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 falling. The dealer of pain is what they call me. And I keep on falling, falling, falling. Will I ever reach the bottom? I'm sorry. I keep on falling, 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 falling. The dealer of pain is what they call me.
Are we here?
We
So you
are
got me,
here.
man? All right, we're back.
Now
We
I'm
are back.
eating.
Yay. All right. Fantastic. Okay, so who do we got here? Who did not agree? Anonymous 3666. How you doing, sir? Good to see you. Good to see you. Skeptic 936. Good to see you. Welcome, sir. Welcome, sir. Lock Smart, Lock in S Smart. Good to see you, sir. Carrie Skates. I haven't seen you in a minute. Welcome, Mr. Skates. Welcome. Good to see Carrie Skates is here. Harmless. Harmon's here. Three Big Buddy Bob. Good to see you, sir. Holding it down over there on the Rumble side. What's up, y'all? What's up? Hey,
Jim Anus.
Jim
Gotta say
Anus.
hello. Gotta say hello to the Aussies.
We gotta say what's up to Jim Anus. Oi, 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 oi. Good to see you, Mr. Anus. Dr. Bose with all the hoes. Dr. Bose is in the foundry. I haven't seen you, Dr. Bose. And shout out to Dr. Bose. Y'all check out Dr. Bose and what he has going on. Dr. Bose is on the Flat Earth Biosphere. Check him out on Facebook. And Dr. Bose, if you wouldn't mind dropping your link here in the chat so everybody has access to you, sir, if you would please. Good to see you, though. The good doctors in the foundry. Shannon E, one of my day zips. Shannon Emerson is here, y'all. Good to see you, sis. It's been a while. Welcome, welcome. And Eldon Bean, I presume. Always a pleasure. Always good to see you. Yeah. Oh, in case you guys didn't know, I'm going to be on there's going to be a military roundup, I think, on Tuesday. And it's going to be on Mark Sargent's Strange World. I'm going to be over there holding it down with the rest of the military personnel. As many military personnel as we can muster. I don't know if Bro Sanchez is going to be there. I know he was in the army. I think Saab might be there. Saab might be there. And for all those military people, that's going to be there. Shout out to y'all. We're going to do our thing on Tuesday, right? So I guess I might mix a True Earth Tuesday with those guys over at the Strange World Connection, and we're just going to discuss flat Earth, the future, and everything else over there, while at the same time being over here, if that makes sense. I might do it like that, or I could just very well just come on after Strange World. Who knows? I don't know. The world's my oyster right now. So either way, I'm going to make it happen. Um, there's that. There's a couple of things going on. The hours. Yes, the hours, y'all. Oh, wow. So this is why the hours needs a little bit of this attention. Let me show y'all here in a little bit. Let me show y'all here what I'm looking at. Let me stop sharing that and let me share this with y'all. Okay. Boom. I don't know if you guys could see that, but you see this right here, T-Man?
Yeah, I see it. That tower thing in the background.
Yeah.
Copper.
This is Brooklyn. You're looking at Brooklyn over
Looks
here.
like a castle.
That's what I'm saying. This is Brooklyn. Hold on. Now this is Tennessee. This is Tennessee. That is they have a not a Parthenon, I forget the name, but it is a series of pillars right next to the state capitol, right? The state capitol building out in Nashville. It's like a Parthenon. And that right there, my dear Foundry folk, that is Brooklyn. All right. This is that well that I visited the other day. Again, find a spring, findaspring.com. That's that well. These things are all over the place. Different wells, fresh water coming out of them. That's super clean, like 8 on the pH scale, and all that other good stuff. Let's go back.
Those columns, it is a Parthenon, the Nashville Parthenon in Continental Park.
Okay, yes.
45, 65-foot high dormant columns as part of its exterior. It says it was designed to mimic the ancient Greece architecture technique.
Yes, and the problem though, they have a couple of them. There's one that looks like the Parthenon in Greece. Then you have this one that's kind of near it. That I can't even say refurbishing. It's like they're rebuilding it out there in Tennessee.
Wow, that's wild looking.
Yeah, like all the pictures. I gotta show you guys the pictures of the stuff that I got while I was out in Tennessee to tell you, or to better explain how crazy the stuff looks out there. It looks like it looks like Raiders of the Lost Ark. And what I mean by that is they're digging up much of Nashville, right? And so the other day I showed you guys a pictures of a bunch of rocks, right? A lot of this stuff looks like it's like they're excavating the place. It is just strange to look at. It's strange to experience it. But now the reason I'm saying that is because of what we're seeing these days generally, or what we think we're seeing, because we're not too sure anymore. So looking at it real time and knowing that it's not what you once thought it was, it inspires a strange feeling within a person. It definitely does in me, because it just lets me know I really don't know where the fuck it is, what the hell it is that's under my feet. I just don't. They're digging all this stuff up. For example, I'm gonna show you this right here, and I want you guys to take a look at it. Okay.
The mud floods.
Here we go. Let me show y'all this. Boom.
I put a picture up of that Parthenon thing in Nashville too. It's in the private chat.
Okay. All right. So this right here is the base of the state capitol. And then you can see this happening right here. This is at the base of the state capitol.
I can tell you now they're throwing all that chain link over it because pieces of it are chipping
It's
off
coming
and
out.
falling
Yes.
down. Yeah.
Yes. So this is common. You find it on certain valleys and stuff with some mountain faces and stuff. But this is what they're digging everywhere in and around there. Hold on. So there's that. But then when you look at old pictures of the state capitol, you don't see any of that. And this is along the way. This is along the way, Nashville. You find a
Yeah.
lot of that. I know
The
Shawnee B was
layers.
here earlier. Yes, there were layers of this, and it looked like layers of brick face,
Yeah.
layers upon layers of it. And then above it, it looked like it was earth, it was mud, just layers upon layers of it. It's
When you
just
go
the
to the
strangest thing.
what's the thing in Arizona where you go out in the valleys there? The Grand Canyon. Grand Canyon
Uh-huh.
has where it has different rows of stuff, and you can literally see the rock difference as the layers go up. You can see the color changes.
Right.
You know,
More of that here. More of that there. And so again, yeah, like you see these things, and it's just like I
makes you
don't
wonder.
exactly like I don't even know what to think. And this to me again, this just reaffirms using things like the hours, old world ruins and structures. If you don't know, this thing, we need to get it up and running. Because being in New York, right? I'm not even talking about Tennessee anymore. Being in New York, as soon as I step outside, I look, I point, and I click. Just the amount of stuff that's there that just feels totally out of time. Um, I like I don't even know what to say. I can only imagine what you guys would see if you're in a place like, I don't know, Idaho. If you're in a place like Florida, right? Tampa in Florida, St. Augustine's in Florida, California, what you would see in Oregon and Washington State. I don't know. And this is why we need to bring the hours to life. Even more of a reason as to why we need to bring the hours to life. I don't know how many times I see Shawnee B out there doing his thing with bricks, and I'm like, what if this was on the hours? What if this was readily available to everybody? I see freaking Chi-Town Cubby Bear taking his pictures while he's at the Iowa. I don't even know where he is in Iowa, but he's out there doing
It's in
something.
Illinois.
Yeah. But when he went to Iowa, he was
Oh,
in
yeah,
Iowa
yeah.
as well. And he got all kinds of crazy stuff. And I was like, I didn't know that shit was in Iowa. Well, I would imagine that most of us didn't know that a lot of that crazy stuff is out there in Iowa, but it's still there. It doesn't matter.
You know, it'd be a cool feature on that thing where you could just hit a random button and it'll just pull up images that people have thrown up also. So that way, even if you're not really looking for something, or you can just throw it on there randomly and say, all right, let's see what people have chucked up there. Here, randomize it.
It's already that's already been in the works.
Cool.
That's in the works. Because I thought about it. But that's good that you do that, because like I definitely welcome new ideas to that app, because that thing is going to be simple, something that your mom and dad could use, but it basically does what it says it needs to do. And it's that simple, it's that easy. But let's see what we got over here. St. Augustine, Florida does have a star fort. Yep, sure does. I forgot what the name of that one was, but yes, it does. Down in hell, there's one right not too far from here. Governor's Island in New York. It's got a huge star fort, right? New York City, Governor's Island. Um Fort Lee, I think it is. I think it might be Fort Lee. Huge. Um
They're all over the
and
place. They
yeah,
used to be.
and it's pointed, its crest is pointed straight north. The point is pointed direct. It's like most prominent feature is pointed directly north. Governor's Island. You check it out. You can check it out. Mr. Tahiti, welcome, sir. Good to see you. Good to see you. Mr. Soups, Mr. Super Sidewinder's in the house. Good to see you, man. Rye Russ, what's happening, fam? Good to see you. Good to see you. I don't know if you're new here, but if you are, man, sit back, relax, enjoy the show. Enjoy the show, ladies and gentlemen. You know, that's a dude I haven't seen in a while. I haven't seen Eddie Alencar. If you'd like, make sure you buy my 16 reasons as to why the earth is flat. You know, I haven't seen Ed, I haven't seen Eddie in a while. I haven't seen Vika in a while. I haven't seen.
Well, that's a pile of nonsense if I'd ever seen it. But I could tell you, I used to work on helicopters a long time ago, and
I haven't seen him. Tron. I haven't seen Tron in a while. Yeah, a lot of guys. I haven't seen Ira James. Ira James. Ira. I haven't seen him in a while. A lot of dudes. JJ. I haven't seen JJ in quite some time.
Gigi's
I don't
been
know.
busy. He's been working.
Okay. I haven't seen our brother JJ. Shouts out to the guys in the foundry. Haven't seen him. So there are a lot of y'all. And luckily for us, we just saw my oh my, dear oh dear. We just saw him the other day. Leo. Leo was here. Anthony was around. He came in, he dropped in on the show because we were on that late. We were on so late a couple of weeks ago that Leo came on. While
Yeah, that
Bo
was that.
Sanchez was here.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that was that show. I said I sent you the message. Said that's a banger. I think it's
yeah. We were on for a while. Sanchez was on, and then Leo drops in.
yeah.
And
You got to get him on there more. Sanchez was
I
cool.
know Sanchez was cool, but it's crazy. You know you on late when the Brits start waking up
Yeah,
talking about
yeah.
it's time for them to have their little kidney pie and tea.
It's funny because when Ken Rotman is on, it's still daytime when he starts. It's like 1 a.m. here.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's
Yeah.
like, oh, the Brits are up. It's time to go to bed, man. I've been up too long.
You know you've been late.
Yeah, exactly. These
I
guys are
threw
over there.
I threw a link in the side for Star Forts. There's every Star Force Star Fort in the United States on a map.
Ooh. Oh, hell yeah.
They're
Nice.
all over the
Okay.
place.
Very nice. Okay. I'm going to go ahead. Guys, I'm going to share this with you. Do you mind if I share it with the team?
Oh, go right ahead.
Thank you. Guys, I'm going to share this with the Foundry. This is all the Bastion forts, Star forts in the United States. Read them and weep.
Yeah, it's got a
You
nice
guys
map that
enjoy
you can
that.
interact with too.
As a matter of fact, I'm going to go ahead and
Keep it as a reference.
yes. Thank you. Okay. So that's pinned at the top, y'all. So you guys could enjoy that right there. Them be the Star forts. And that's pretty damn dope. Hold on.
A lot of them in the Northeast.
Oh yeah, there's a whole lot in the Northeast.
Sure.
But you know, they don't just relegate themselves only to the US. These things are all over the world.
Oh, they're in. I seen one in Amsterdam on
Yeah.
Google Maps. It's a huge one in Amsterdam. It's giant.
Yeah. It's crazy. People think they're only in Europe. Nah, they I think they have them in India. They have them in Africa. They're all over. I haven't seen one in Australia. I could be wrong. They might be there, but I've never seen one down there in Australia. They're all over the Caribbean. They're all over the West Indies. Hold on. Yeah. These things are absolutely wild and outrageous, those star forts. And if you can't see them based off of that name, Star Fort, look up Bastion Fort. Bastion Fort. Bastion Fort works probably better for a lot of folks to find these things. Fort Jefferson in Florida. I've never seen that one. I don't think.
I threw another one in the back too. That's the one in Amsterdam. It's wild looking.
Okay. There goes the hours. Reddit media. Let's see what we got here. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. I'd love to share that with y'all. Take a look at this, y'all.
I saw that on Google Maps looking at stuff in Amsterdam. I have a friend that lives there. And I was like, yeah, let me go wander around. Let me see what's going on. Sometimes I just go on Street View and just wander around. And I saw that in the aerial view on Google. And I was like, what is that?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. I can hear you.
The hell?
You lose audio?
Yeah, I did for a
Right.
second. Go ahead. My bad. Keep going.
I was going to say my friend. I have a friend that lives in Amsterdam, right outside of Amsterdam, and one day I was like, you know what? Screw it. Let me go wander around. Let me see what's going on. Sometimes I'll go Street View and just go wander around. And when I was looking around in the like outside view of it, I
Mhm.
saw that on the aerial view, and I was like, "What is that?"
What? See, there we go. Allow. There we go. Better. Now could you guys see it? That's it.
Yeah, that's wild looking.
That's it. That's Amsterdam. So this is in Amsterdam, or what is that? What is that we're looking at exactly?
It's Fort Amsterdam. Well, the
Fort-
one that you showed earlier, that's Fort
Right.
Amsterdam.
Okay.
That's the one on Manhattan Island. The other
Yeah.
one is
Okay.
fortified city of Naarden in the Netherlands.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, because there's the one in Manhattan is Fort Lee. That's the one that I know of, that's on Governor's Island. Governor's Island, and you could take a ferry out there and all that stuff. And that's like in the heart of New York City. Y'all can find that. That's readily available. There's one close to the I think it's the Goethals Bridge, the Goethals. I like calling it Goethals because it looks like Goethals Bridge,
Yeah.
right?
But
And it's
Massachusetts has one also called
the Goethals Bridge.
Fort Independence,
Ah,
and that's a stuff.
okay. Okay. And these things are it's crazy how many there are in the Northeast. It's crazy how many alone like around the Hudson, New York City has.
Yeah.
It's like 4 or 5 of them. There's one as soon as you leave I think it's Staten Island, and then you start going into New Jersey, they got Fort Wadsworth. That's another one. Fort Wadsworth. These things are just it's crazy how these things are just everywhere.
There's the one
They're
in
just
Boston.
all over the place.
That's
Let's see.
Castle Island.
Oh, okay. Let me stop sharing.
I think it's
that.
the design. I think that they come up with that design at some point so that it was, because they're fortified, so they probably had cannons, old ship cannons. I read a thing about the Blucher. It's a German ship. It got knocked out. I forget where it was in Europe somewhere, and that it was knocked out by a star fort, basically a fortified thing on just giant rock.
What? Oh, and they didn't see it?
No, they
And
didn't
it
see
ran
it.
aground?
No, it was actually going by. The Germans were gonna raid. The Germans were gonna land, bring the ship out, then
Right.
basically have landing forces, and they went by this island that firing small fire. Didn't know that it had torpedoes and built a torpedo into the side of the island, and it torped it.
Oh wow.
It's called the
That's
Blucher.
crazy. That's crazy.
Yeah. And that's basically the design of that was just without all the craziness, just land mass built onto the same designs. I think that's why you see that design a lot. I think it's designed that way to cover all
angles,
directions. Yes. Yeah.
Yes.
Of course, made high-sided, so it's probably way more thicker on the outside skin than, it's the way it's designed.
Right.
Defensive and offensive.
Which is pretty damn crazy. It's pretty crazy how you just see them everywhere. You see them all over.
They had one in the Bay of the down by the Philippines too, that looked just like it was a giant concrete ship, but it was built on top of an island, and the Japanese fought on it. Like fortified shit, was just the shit. Now you don't see that crap. Now if you see it, that's why you don't really see that stuff anymore. I used to, when I was a kid, we used to go around this old golf course in this place called Nahant, Massachusetts. And Nahant had a fort built on the very end of it that looked out into the Atlantic Ocean that had the same thing, like fortified positions with like old tank guns and stuff.
What? Nahant.
Yeah, Nahant. It's like it's a Native American name, I think. Has some kind of meaning to it, but I don't know. It was a long time ago.
Yeah, man. Yeah, it's wild how these things are just you just see them all over the dang place.
It used to be completely open. You can go and wander around and go walk all around it, and they shut it down and then built a golf course right next to it. So now you can't go near it.
Right. And it's crazy how these things aren't garnering the attention, or they're garnering the attention, but a lot of people are trying to not look at them the way they need to. I think they should be getting a little bit more attention. But that's fine, because for all you landlubbers out there that don't like much ocean work, that's okay, because you got plenty of stuff to draw attention to. We got this thing, we got a few of them, but we have one in Brooklyn right down the street from here called the Armory. Um, and the Armory in Brooklyn looks like a fucking castle. Like, it is huge. The breadth of this thing is just, I mean, absolutely enormous. The Armory over in Brooklyn, the Brooklyn Armory. Now, you have a few armories. You have an armory, I think, out in Harlem. You have one out in the Bronx too. But this one out in Brooklyn, it's just crazy. And it's a big red castle. It's a gigantic red castle in the middle of it, like Atlantic Avenue in Brooklyn. And then next to it is a dugout subway. And I drove past it. It's funny because I'm driving past it the other day, and I'm looking at it, and I'm like, maybe I should stop to take a picture. And I didn't. And I just went home. And then I saw this dude on Facebook, on the Tartaria channel. He was like, Brooklyn, where you at? What the hell is this castle doing in the middle of this place? And I'm looking at it. I was like, I just drove past this motherfucker. I was like, I knew there was something about it. And somebody else picked up the vibe. And they took the picture. They did the footage. And I was like, that's pretty dang dope. What you got here? Is this it?
Yeah, that's the fort that's in the end of Nahant. It's called Fort Ruckman. When we were kids, there were still parts of that was still around. We would go and run around and go walk around inside of it and stuff. Okay. It's closed now. And I think most of it's been destroyed. I think they built stuff on top of it or on the back of it. They used to have Nike missile batteries over there too.
The Nikes. Okay.
Yeah, that stuff's long gone.
Aren't those supposedly the Nikes, aren't those like ballistic missiles?
Yeah, they're underground.
Okay.
That whole thing has got all kinds of tunnels and stuff underneath it that go to the other side of the other side of Nahant too, that come up out of the street and that go into the next well, some people say they go under the water and go across, but I don't know. I have no clue.
There it is.
Yeah.
Nahant.
Now it's a golf course on the side of it.
Oh, of course. Of course it is.
Yeah.
They always put some bullshit up there. Just like, I don't know. There's no time for being properly educated anymore. Just time to, I don't even know. I'll be honest with you. I don't play golf. I don't play golf at all. So maybe that's the reason why I don't really.
Yeah, you got to get real drunk to play golf, and then it's fun.
Yeah, I was like, that's probably why I don't take too kindly to golf. I look at it and I'm like, what a waste of fucking time.
The only time I ever played golf and had fun was we were cooked and said, all right, come on, let's go play golf.
You know?
All right.
Yeah, I guess. I tried to play golf like once and I was like, I can't do it. I can't do it. Like, I can't do it. I can't. But it says, look at Malta, the biggest star fort in Europe and connected by tunnels to Spain.
Yeah.
Wow, that's a good point. I've heard other people mention something along those lines, that these star forts might have some kind of connection.
Yeah.
And like, with all these things that we've been taught and mistaught, like, I'm not going to say that it's not possible.
Yeah. Shelters.
Yep.
My old school had a shelter underneath it. So it's underneath the school.
Right.
And they had doors that went down into like below the basement.
Yep.
And you couldn't go anywhere near it. It was all locked up with big steel doors, and it had signs all over it that said fallout shelter. So they had a fallout shelter built underneath the school. And I was like, that's wild. That's the old, duck and cover days,
Wow. Yeah. And those things are reinforced, it seems like. They're ready to take on all kinds of crazy stuff.
Yeah, I had like a 5-floor, all block, all stone building built on top of it. So of course it'd be the best place to go with that big monster,
Day Trooper, what's good, family? Good to see you. Good to see you. Mexican Hexagon, what's good? 369, welcome, family. Welcome, welcome. Good to see you, man. Harmless Skeptic, good to see y'all as well. Of course, of course. But yeah, like it's crazy how you see those old schools that they look like I don't know if they're prisons, I don't know what they are, but they're just reinforced on top of reinforced.
Oh yeah.
Like you see them everywhere in New York. PS2 this, PS2 that in Brooklyn, PS this, public school that, and they're all like these gosh darn concrete. You know what I'm saying? They're
Yeah.
just these big giant concrete, massive, just castle-like places, and you're
It
like,
seemed like
that's
they
a
all
school.
built all those schools in the turn of the century, 1900s, early 1900s. They
Yeah,
were all built like giant forts, real ornate. They
yeah,
always, just crazy when you realize all those schools too. All the schools I went to were all converted into like housing or condos or old age homes or
mm-hmm,
always.
yeah. And I'm looking at these schools, and by me, they're shut down. They shut a lot of these schools down. Like they're not used as school. They're not. I don't know what they're used for. There's one right across the street from where I used to live. I used to live on Tilden Avenue in Brooklyn, right? And Tilden High School. Um, who went there? I think Sam Perkins, the freaking forward. I think he was a forward, power forward that played for the Lakers for a while. Sam Perkins. I used to like Sam Perkins. Him, Sadale Three, AC Green, and them. Right. This
Yeah,
Lakers was still decent back
in the
then.
80s, right?
Yeah, yeah, 80s
Yeah,
going into the 90s. And Sam Perkins was one of them dudes. He was pretty solid. And he went to Tilden. He went to Tilden High School, right across the street. That school looks like a castle. Looks like a castle slash prison. Now it's closed. Tilden High School is closed.
mental
But
hospitals. A lot of old hospitals are the same way.
yeah, and they're all over especially in the East Coast. I don't hear about too many of them uh out and about too much out in the rest of the United States, but I know in the Northeast coast we have a lot of those mental institutions up and around there.
Yeah.
We got a few in New York, in Long Island specifically. Yeah.
Big ass buildings. I used to I used to work across the street from the Prudential building. And the Prudential building is like that. It's just all all steel and stone and giant. You look at it, you can see it. I could see it from my old hometown. That's how far
Yeah.
away I could see that thing.
Yeah. This is yeah. It's just if you
Empire
badmouth
State
it all.
Building. Empire State Building is another one.
Yes. Dude, the Empire State Building plus the other buildings are surrounding the Empire
Yeah,
State
yeah.
Building. It's just, yeah, Empire State Building. It's like it's got a copper top and everything else.
Yep.
So what's crazy is how we took lightning rods for granted, and what we were told, yeah, this just attracts lightning, and I was like, okay, cool. I didn't know there was more to it than just it's a lightning rod. There's more to it than just it's just there to, it's the highest point. We want to make sure it attract, but it's like, okay, where does that? It gets grounded, sure, but is it serviced? Is it used? Do we do anything with it? Is my question.
I would think it would just attract and deflect down to the ground. That's
Yeah,
it.
sure.
Take it away from the building.
Yeah, take it down into the ground. But then I'm like, if it gets taken into the ground, is it purposed or is it repurposed for something? You know what I'm saying? Or is it purposed for something? Not even repurposed, but
Yeah.
originally purposed. So yeah, the more I'm starting to see these places, especially in New York City, I'm like, damn, like they turned this thing into a bodega, or you look at it and you're like, that's not supposed to be a kennel. Like you're not turning that into, you're not
Yeah.
making something that crazy and ornate and making it as a kennel. Like nobody's like, okay, and I'm not gonna say we're not that stupid. Maybe we were that stupid, but we're not that dumb anymore.
Churches.
So,
Churches. A lot of churches
oh yeah.
are that way.
Yeah, like guys, if you live in either I'm not even going to say the Midwest because the Midwest has a lot of shit, right? Cubby's been covering a lot of the Midwest, and he's showing that the Midwest is like full of stuff that, yeah, we're starting to see, right? New
Yeah.
York is pretty easy because the stuff is there's so many people in New York, right? New York is pretty easy, but the Midwest is one that Chi-Town Cubby's doing a great job exposing. Um, I would wonder if there's more stuff in like places like Louisiana. I know there's places in Texas. I know there's places in Florida, but I wonder if there are more in like places like Louisiana, like the swamp area. If there are places like that in Alabama, right? Um,
See, they got
I,
stuff like that up here, but the thing is that stuff doesn't because of the insane weather and the the stuff gets beaten up. Like up here, there's where I am. There's really nothing up here. Everything is just kind of new stuff, or it was made in the '70s. Like the only time you see insanely old stuff up here is like old graveyards. You'll occasionally see some old buildings here and there if you go down into the middle of towns, and it'll have that one or two big buildings.
right. Wait, where are you?
I'm in northeastern New Hampshire, so there's not much
Okay.
up
All
here.
right. Not
But if
New
I go down into southern New Hampshire a lot,
Hampshire.
and when I go down in southern New Hampshire, yeah, there's some old stuff, the state building. You go down into Nashua, there's a lot of buildings from the 1800s that are still standing that are like apartment buildings or, business stuff where it's people live on top of it, but it's like a pizza shop on the bottom or, like that kind of stuff. But that the buildings were something else at some point. They weren't,
Yep.
their intention was never to be a condo and a pizza
No.
shop or a freaking wrap store. You know what I
Right.
mean? You knew it was something else with either office
Yeah.
buildings or a hotel or a, you know.
Exactly. They're like, what you mean you sell dishes? This
Yeah.
ain't no dish. This ain't no dish depot. It's the size of freaking Grand Central Station. You sell
Yeah,
dishes in here? Really? Yeah, you shine shoe. All you do is shine shoes in this whole big ass place. Okay, sure.
Manchester
So-
has a lot of old stuff in it. Manchester doesn't even have a building past, I think, 10 floors.
You
And that's
see?
the highest building in the town. And that's basically the most well-known city besides the capital. It's like you don't think about it much, but you drive through it and the state building, I think, is the oldest building. It's, even that, I mean, you look at it and you're like, yeah, that wasn't just a state building forever.
Right.
That was something
And
else.
and you know what's wild is how everybody's seeing these basement window buildings. And I'm like, yeah, man. Like especially in Nashville. I don't know what happened in Nashville, but they're digging a lot. They're doing a lot of digging in Nashville.
Yeah.
And you see a lot of those same things. In New York, you get them, you have them everywhere. You have buildings with basement windows. They're everywhere in New York.
Yeah, where they have the cut in for the window, and it's like, yeah, I've seen those.
And then you have the stairs going down.
Yeah.
You have stairs going down into a little pit area.
Yeah, like
that take you to the
brownstones.
Yes, the brownstones. They're all like that.
Yeah.
They're all like that. Where you have a downstairs that takes you into the ground floor and a small like window
Yeah.
that gives you this much view of outside.
Yeah,
It's-
and there's a railing over it so no one can bust into your
The-
window.
Yeah, and try to freaking take everything you got. And so that's Brooklyn all day. I will take some pictures of these things so I could send them to you. And the brownstones, they look amazing. I got family that own brownstones.
Yeah,
and,
I grew up in one in Boston.
yeah, and those things they're beautiful. They're beautiful, beautiful.
We didn't have the basement apartment though; it was just a basement.
Yeah, it was, and the thing is back then we thought I was like, oh, that's where poor people live, man. I was like, that's where the broke folks live.
No, that's where all the
Nowadays-
rich people live now.
Yeah, nowadays that's where all the rich folks
Yeah.
live is these brownstones.
Back in the day, they'd have those places stacked up with people, and brownstones. Like same thing going to like Camden or going to certain parts of Philly.
Mhm.
You get these 2-window houses, and then another that share a wall, then a two floor 2-window house. It's like
Mhm.
Camden. I've been there a trillion times.
Camden
And yeah.
Yards.
No, Camden, New Jersey.
Oh,
you go-
okay.
You go to Camden down
Oh,
where they have the like
ooh.
row housing.
Yes.
Yeah, all
Ooh,
that.
Camden. Oof.
Yeah, it's a rough place, man. But I
It's a
mean,
little
you look at those places and you realize, okay, this was worker housing,
Yes.
So you knew where it came from, you know what I mean? And you realize, okay, it
Mhm.
went from worker housing to people just living in them, you know, and so everything's kind of got a history to it. Intention wasn't what it ended up to be, what it
Mhm.
initially was made for.
Mhm. And yeah, these things are not cheap by any stretch of the
No.
imagination. Not, especially these days, they are not cheap, man. They're gonna run you some money. And yes, let's see. St. John's College, yes, that's out there in Queens. Fordham University, that's out there in the Bronx or Harlem, I think. Fordham. Um, and that's a Jesuit college, actually. Fordham, right? There's Fordham Preparatory School. The Armory, yes. I used to run track. So what's crazy is the Armory Hall that you're talking about, Anonymous. I used to run track when I was in high school over there, right? We used to have track meets all the time at the Armory. It's in the Bronx, yes. It's in the Bronx. I be getting mixed up Bronx and Harlem, but it's in the Bronx, and we used to run at that place all the time. You go over there, it is old as fuck. It takes you back in time. As soon as you go to the Armory in the Bronx, it will take you back in time. And you ever been inside of a building and you smell it? You're like, this place smells like back in the
Yeah.
day. You're like, this
Smells
place
old.
smells old.
Yeah.
Like that's the Armory. Like you walk in there and it's like it just smells like, yeah, like way back in the day. Like it smells like I don't belong here. It smells old as shit. That's the Armory. Built prior to 1906. Triangular coins. Yeah, near Knoxville, Tennessee, river flood under a cemetery of about 10,000 uh 3-foot tall humans. Oh, that's weird. I ain't never seen that. Dirty Ketchup saying Michael J. Fox went back in time. But yeah, man, like I tell you, man, like when it comes to what the hours could do, like New York City's easy. The Northeast is easy.
Yeah.
But then once you get all those things, there's so much more to look at. They're those things that like those bricks, I don't know where the hell they came out of. They just like sprouted up out the ground in Virginia. And we know Virginia has that history with the Civil War, but you have a lot of these walls. And so there are guys like again that are out there that they look at these bricks and they look at these brick structures that just seem to change, or they look different from
Yeah.
not necessarily from structure to structure, but piece of the structure to another piece of the structure. Just looks different. You know what I'm saying? I think Shawnee B's doing an amazing job, man, showing a lot of those things and how they're mismatched and why they're mismatched. Like I don't know why.
It
I
could
don't
just
think
be
I'll
the
ever
time
know
of
why.
year they made it, what type of materials they made it. I mean, you think about you build the same bricks, same setup. Well, you know, I mean, it could
And
just
then
be the different materials, different stuff that you get it from certain locations. What time of the year you got it? Was it flooding? Was it not flooding? Was it a dry season? You know, all this stuff kind of factors into a lot of it too.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm. But then when you look at a lot of these old postcards and you look at a lot of these old books and stuff like that, you're like, wait a minute, this is here, that's here. What about this thing that's supposed to have been here and it's huge and it looks like it looks strong. Why is it not here? Like that's not here. Instead, you got a Target here. You got something else, a Radio Shack or some nonsense like that here, but you don't have that old structure here. There was, for example, were there were these weird looking street lights. They didn't look like they took electricity at all, and they were in Nashville. I will show you these pictures, if not today, if not tonight, some other time. But they didn't look like they took electricity. I don't know they definitely didn't look like they took candlelight. I don't know how they dispersed light, but they dispersed light.
For
And
electricity, gas lamps.
didn't you hear about this? Yeah, it was like a gas lamp this, gas lamp that, and
Yep.
I'm like, how did they make gas work in this thing? Was it like a kerosene lamp?
The only thing I could think of is somebody'd have to go out there and light them, or not light them, or fill them, and not fill them. I know old bridges, had stuff where the guys would go out. They had a little shack that a guy would stay on. When they would turn the bridges, they'd have to go out right next to the bridge they had a bond, and I never put it together. I worked there for like a year, and I never put it together. I asked my boss, what's a bond? And he said, oh, that's where they used to keep the donkeys. And I was like, what? And he's like, yeah. He said, would you think they had people out here turning the bridge by hand? And I was like, no. He said, they take the donkeys, they pull them out of the bond, they bring them up the road, and then they attach them to a big T-pole. They drop the T-pole, and then they have the donkeys walk around in a circle and would turn the bridge.
Turn the bridge. Okay.
Yep. No electronics.
It's geared up to where it's not a direct 1-for-1.
No, it's you got to do a lot of rotations. I've done it by hand. It ain't fun. It ain't fun, man. 7 people to turn that thing.
Okay, good. So at least it's geared up for that.
Yeah.
And it's not like, hey man, it's a tooth for tooth. You better figure it out. Man, you ain't never turning that shit. You gotta be like God, you gotta be Godzilla to turn that motherfucker.
Yeah. You could do it with 4 people, but it's real tough. You gotta have some burly dudes.
Yeah. This is ridiculous.
So they would have the 4 donkeys walk around in a circle and open the bridge. Then they take them and bring them down the road and put them right back in the right back in the barn or stable or whatever it was. And they'd have a guy who keep them 24/7. So, you know,
and this is recent?
Had to be in the 40s, maybe pre-electrician 30s, maybe.
Okay. All
you know, before all that crap. Now they won't even let you. The preservation societies won't let you go and run machines on it because they don't want to hear the machines running.
Oh, okay. I wonder if they could use it if they ever would.
They just have guys go out there and walk around a circle.
Okay.
Guys, 6 people. Yeah, go ahead, stop pushing. You know, back then you'd be hitting them with the whip. Yeah.
You got somebody else, playing the drums, making sure that they turn it. Yeah. Like Ben-Hur. They're gonna ram us.
Funny how you think about that, like pre all of that tech crap. Well, just pull the donkeys out; they'll turn it.
Yeah, but you know what? It's almost like it looks funny because it's like, wait, how do you make all that stuff, but it's all driven by animals?
Yeah. Time hook them up to the T and have them walk in a circle.
Yeah, but think about it. It's like you're going to get advanced to build all that stuff, but it's animals. That's your horsepower is horsepower.
Yeah, exactly.
But
crazy, huh? And pay a guy to live in the little house next to it to open that thing on demand.
Right.
And be able to have him go and say, all right, it's going to be an hour before we can get the donkeys out there and close the road off and pull them over there while they're shitting all over the place.
Yeah. So this, you know what? Now that when we sit back and now we've been exposed to the story's not right. It makes sense because it makes sense that it's not right because now that we take time to digest it and actually look at it with, okay, we've taken a seat and we could breathe. Exactly, Mad Mac. Good to see you. Exactly. Just like the Flintstones.
Yep.
We can breathe. Now we're thinking, wait a minute. Now we're trying to give credit to Fred Flintstone for building the Taj Mahal. Really? With animals? Like we're like, wait a minute, that doesn't make sense. It just doesn't make sense. So it's like if you're going to build a Taj Mahal, you have other things to help you build a Taj Mahal, not just animals. It's like you have an infrastructure in place to allow for these things to take place, to allow for these things to happen. Like nobody's going to like you're not going to build a space shuttle if you don't already know, or you're not going to build an airplane if you already don't know how to make a car. You know what I'm saying? Like certain things come in steps. So you're going to make the Taj Mahal, but people are going to live in tents and they wouldn't know their ass from their elbow. You know what I'm saying?
At that point, it's just labor. Guys to pull the stuff, guys to manage the animals, guys to do it. When you think about how the scale of how management would have to be, would be ridiculous. Think about managing 20 people. Now think about managing 20,000.
Yes, but in order to keep up with a lot of this stuff, it has to somewhat match. It has to. You know what I'm saying? Like it has to like no it wouldn't make sense to have, for example, a Cadillac and then you're driving around in medieval times. And there's nothing to match it. Ain't
Yeah.
nothing to match that. It's nothing even comparably close. Like they're like, okay, you could see the transition, or you could see the gradual build
Yeah.
up to the Cadillac. You don't have that. It's it's horse, buggy, vassal, knights, dames, dragons, Cadillac.
Yeah.
Huh? How?
I think it was a progression. I think it was just it didn't progress much past a certain point. Now it's now it's way progressed just because of computers and electronics. Nothing is manual. Your steering isn't manual. Your brakes are hydraulic. At one
Mhm.
point they were not. They were manual also. You had manual steering, manual shifting, manual starting. I mean, when you think about
Mhm.
all the things that now you just get in it or you just push the button from the window and the car starts up all on its own. You'd have to go out there in the -20, hand crank
Yeah.
it. They're like, hold
Yeah.
on, let me start a fire underneath it. That'll warm it up.
But
You
you
know?
want to know something? You could still see the transition.
Yeah.
You've lived through much of those transitions yourself. So you could say, "Oh, I remember when the cars were like this, but I also remember the first of this and the first of that and the first of this." You know? And then I could tell my story where I could be like, "All right, picking up where you left off at, you were in high school where I started seeing these
Yeah.
changes take place." So you could stack all those types of automobiles and vehicles side by side to one another and see the progression.
A car museum.
Yes, thank you. Car museum, perfect example. Perfect example.
My brother, I have a way older brother. He's 70,
Hmm.
and he
God damn.
yeah, he was into cars from the 40s and 50s when I was in my mid-teens.
Oh
So
damn.
the car that I learned to drive on was from the mid-50s. And he said, "Listen, if you can drive this, if you learn how to drive this, you can drive anything. This car has no synchro. This car has no power windows. This car has
No
no
power
air conditioning.
steering.
This car has manual steering, manual brakes. You can
Yes.
drive this, you're good." 14, I was
Yeah.
driving him to the store at
Oh my
14 in
God.
that car with manual everything, manual steering, manual brakes, manual transmission.
And what people don't realize about, especially kids these days, don't realize about manual steering is you turned that wheel. Like
Yes,
I've
you
turned,
muscled it.
yes, you muscle that thing. And if you're going slow or if your tires are
It's
busted,
worse.
oh my God.
You gotta keep moving, that's the thing with
Oh,
it.
yep, yep. You gotta keep going.
Yep.
Yep.
No power steering. He said, "You drive
So
this car, you can drive anything."
yeah, yep. Made you a man though.
Oh, it made people get out of the way. They're like, "Oh, shit, let me get out of there." You see the big bomber coming down the street.
Yep.
Nobody jumped in front of it, that's for
Don't
sure.
jump in front of that thing. Shoot. Yep.
6 tons of steel.
Yeah. So, well, let's see. Where are we at? We're gonna go ahead. We're gonna go back to this episode real fast. I know we kind of lost our way a little bit, but bear with us. Let's go back to the
You
Lord
definitely gotta
Jamar
get him
episode.
back on, though. That was a great show, man.
Oh, Pro
You 2
Sanchez?
got yeah, that was a great show. You gotta do something with him.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I'd love to have him back. Love to have him back. He's fun. And I kind of want him to go over uh the whole freaking thing with FTFE, because FTFE doing that and putting that falsehood out there about him. I'm just like, Lord have mercy. Come
What
on,
they
man.
do.
Like where he said he didn't you get discharged dishonorably from the Air Force? I recall. And I'm like, yeah, like that's not true, but
You know what he did?
mm,
He typed his name online and went and used one of those OWRS searches or some kind of crap. That's what happened.
Radara searches.
Yeah, like, people search, probably typed his name in and probably what he did.
Mm. Yeah, because it was wrong.
Yep.
And it's
That's why I
like,
said it's probably what he did.
yeah, it's like, man, he was wrong as hell. And then now it's like no apology or nothing. At least if you're wrong, you're like, oh man, I fucked up. My bad. I apologize.
It's what
Roger
they
Led.
do. It's
Yeah,
what they do.
Yeah, Roger Ledwell's here. Hey, Raj.
Hey, Vlad.
Good to see Rogers in the Foundry, y'all. Welcome, Roger. Welcome. Let's see. So we're gonna go back to Lord Jamar and old dude talking bad about him like this, calling him stupid. Can you see it?
Critical thinking.
Can you see it? Can
Yep,
you
I
see it,
see it.
D-Man? All right, cool.
Having money doesn't equal these things. So if you run to common sense as like a way of life and a way of understanding things, you're in the company of Lord Jamar, Asmongold, Donald Trump.
Oh Lord.
That's who you're in the company of. Who I say, Piers Morgan. I think Piers Morgan is good at entertaining, but I don't think he's generally a critical thinker, I should say. I give him flowers where they need them, but Piers is not a critical thinker. So this is who you're in the company of if you love common sense as a catch-all phrase for understanding things.
Scientist.
Right, but you can use common sense. And saying that you're not a scientist, right, is a way to try to exclude us from the scientific method. You actually are a scientist. We're all scientists. If you're able to observe something and study it, you're a scientist, Vlad.
Okay.
I do actually agree with him on that, to be fair. We all do have the potential to be scientists of some sort.
Let me say this. Who do you think is creating the conspiracy that
Oh,
the Earth
boy.
is actually round and orbits the sun?
Just so y'all know, Vlad is from the Synagogue of Satan. Vlad from Vlad TV is part of the Synagogue of Satan. You know, whether you believe in the Synagogue of Satan or not, they're there. Shout out to Raj for putting out the noticing. Yeah. I like that. The more you notice, that's pretty good. But yeah, Vlad from Vlad TV saying, so you mean to tell me that there's a conspiracy going around? Like, yes, there are. If you don't notice this conspiracy, you're so fucking dead asleep. That's a you problem. That's not our fault that you're asleep and you fail to notice what's been in our face for quite some time. But now people are just starting to put two and two together.
Putting the
Like,
pieces together.
yes, and for people now in 2026 to say that there's no conspiracy, you have to look at them. You have to sit back and I would recommend you watch them. Watch them. Watch them and don't trust them. If people are going to sit there and say there is no conspiracy, don't trust them. Don't trust them. That's simple.
I think its intention is different than what it's become now. Originally, that wasn't the intention. The intention, I think, was to put fear in other nations that, we're up above your head and you can't see us and we're out in this magic, when in reality, nobody believed any of that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
It was just
so you think it spiraled out of control?
Yeah, and I mean, then they realized, wait a minute, we could do other things with this. We could come up with more crap and take more money and do more shit with it and come up with more bullshit. I think that's kind of how it worked. It snowballed into what it is, not what it was. Its intention was a Cold War power play in a way, because the Russians did the same thing when they realized that you're not leaving this place, you're not going out, you're not doing any of those things. I think that they jumped on the same bandwagon and said, "Oh shit, well we can do the same thing. We can take some money and we could funnel it, launder it, move it around, do it for special stuff, have stuff on the side, and nobody's gonna know, because who can go there? Who's not gonna believe us?" Yeah. And now, they don't have that monopoly anymore. Now people have got this thing, the internet, where you can put stuff together. You can see observations. You can get on a plane and take a ride easily. It's not like taking a plane ride in the 50s. My sister said she was on the plane 14 hours to go to Hawaii from Boston in 1978. She said it was the longest damn plane ride. And I'm like, well, yeah, it wasn't as easy.
Yeah. They're like, all we had was peanuts all day. Y'all want some more peanuts? That's all we got.
Smoking on that flight.
Smoking or non-smoking?
Yeah.
Yeah, that curtain's gonna keep all that shit out. Chris Conley, what's good, man?
Hey man, I just seen you put the link, so I'll just stop by. If I have something to say, I'll be quiet
No, no,
till
no, no,
something
no,
pops up.
no, man, no. We over here cooking, man. We over here talking mess, but yeah, man, it's good to have you on board.
Yeah,
Well
thanks,
done.
man.
Yeah, no doubt, no doubt. Yeah, so we were talking about how what is it? Illogics is talking bad about freaking Lord Jamar. Lord Jamar was originally with Brand Nubian. He's a rapper. He's an MC, right? And just talking bad about the dude, saying he doesn't understand this and he doesn't understand that. And my thing is, at the end of the day, like, be careful what what you think people know or what you think people don't know. You don't know where he's traveled. I would imagine Lord Jamar's traveled more than a lot of us in here, right? Probably, I don't know if he's traveled more than me. I had no choice but to travel, right? And I had no choice but to do things based on the nature of what it is that I did for work, right? When I was enlisted. But like, to have the audacity to think that you know, like, just like that dude, I don't want to assume that he hasn't done anything, but he doesn't strike me. And just because he doesn't strike me as one that hasn't been anywhere doesn't mean he hasn't been anywhere. But just listening to him, he doesn't seem to be one that could say, like, when I was here, this is what I saw and this is what I experienced. He reminds me of the guy that's like, well, I haven't left Alabama yet, or I haven't figured out Miami yet. I'm still
Yeah.
trying to figure that out. Like, then how are you going to talk about the rest of the world?
Yeah.
How does the rest of the world make any sense to you if you've never been anywhere other than Miami, other than Alabama? Like, a Russia would never make sense to you if you live in a tropical region. You know what I'm saying? Like, places like that would go well over your head. Like, you've never seen snow before, but you're going to talk about how Eskimos live?
Yeah.
That doesn't make any fucking sense.
Yeah, I know all about flying, even though I've never been on a plane.
Never been on a fucking plane. Like, come on, man. Stop playing with me. Roger, what's happening, family?
Oh, not much. I'm stuck with the grandkids tonight. I was going to be doing the stream, but it's like now I got a handful, you might say.
That's
I
okay.
thought I let everybody know. Yeah, I was scheduling myself for.
Or even better,
It should be bedtime, man.
yeah, or even better, Roger, you got a grand full.
A grandful. Yeah, well, what it is,
Yeah.
one of them's sick and the other one isn't, so they separated them and they gave us
Jeez.
one of them.
Oh, dang.
He's not feeling good right now. He's over here, so the granddaughter's over with mom and dad. So.
Oh, okay. The good one. But you got the broken one today.
He's not broken. Are you, Phoenix? No,
Me?
yeah, you. Are you broken? No, he's not broken.
Okay. All right.
Yeah,
man.
they think he may have the mono, so they don't want
the kissing
youngest
disease.
kid.
Kissing disease. Yeah, I remember.
You don't
Yeah,
get it from
remember that?
kissing. I don't understand that.
Oh, yeah.
That was I know, but that was what they pushed.
That's what
it
they
as,
called
like,
it.
oh, the kissing disease.
You got the kissing, you got mono.
Yeah.
I'm
We
like,
gotta
Hopefully
sort
feels better soon.
huh?
Oh,
I was just saying,
Sorry, Chris.
hope he feels better soon.
Hey,
Oh,
yeah,
yeah. I hope he feels better too. Yeah, totally.
He's over here with the TikTok in my face.
Hey, all right.
At
Yeah,
6 years
man.
old, TikTok is a fun thing, I guess.
Oh God.
Kind of
Yeah, I
young for
don't.
TikTok.
Yeah.
I don't get it.
Yeah,
But
that's a little much.
Yeah, he's watching. They got these set of characters on there for kids his age, like Siren Head, and they're weird characters. They're like giant beings with like anatomy based on telephones, TVs, but they're like monsters.
What?
I'm not kidding, dude. They have one that was called Skippity Toilet, which is actually a guy's head in a toilet, and it's like.
Man, I know Skippity Toilet. I got kids too.
Yeah,
I know Skippity.
There
Oh,
you go.
dang. I was I was thinking of like Yo Gabba Gabba. That's when my kids were kids.
Yeah.
Oh,
And I was
we
all
didn't have
about
any
Yo
of that.
Gabba Gabba. No, yeah, I
We
was
had
all
the
about that.
Flintstones and Bugs Bunny and Three Stooges
Yeah,
on
I know that one.
Sunday.
Yeah.
Reach a double
Yeah.
feature.
I remember that. The Three Stooges. Wah, 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 wah.
I think there's a group of writers who put these things together, and they have these two girls that do skits and stuff, and they introduce these characters into like these mysteries. They attack the town like Godzilla.
That'd be an
It sounds like
interesting show.
It sounds like Powerpuff Girls.
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah.
But they had heroes. They don't have any heroes in these stories.
In the 80s, it was robots. Everything was robots.
Yeah, everything. And robots were the best thing around. Robots, to me, in my opinion, is still like, I'm still all about the robots. I'm still all about Transformers. Not so much robots.
I had the first Jetfire. Who was it?
Leader One.
No. This is Jetfire. I think was his name.
Jetstream.
Jetfire. Skyfire.
No,
Skyfire. Jetfire on the Transformers.
Yeah, he's an Autobot. He was the first Autobot airplane. They had Starscream. That was
Starscream. Thank you.
Yeah, Starscream. But the first three Decepticons was Starscream, Thundercracker, and Skywarp. So Starscream was red and gray. Thundercracker was like purple, and I think he's purple and gray or blue and gray. But you had three jets at first.
Okay, I remember that. But the main characters were still what was it? Megatron. It was
Megatron, Optimus Prime. Yeah, Bumblebee. Yeah. Oh yeah. Don't even get me started on. Don't even get me. And that's right, Dr. Bass Ackwards. Megatron was like a Walter P.
Yeah, like a
28.
Yeah, it's like a P-38, like a P-32.
Bullets, so that's
like a 32 Walter.
That thing was like it looked like a real damn gun, and it came with the stock and everything.
Yep. And then they had the boom box had with Soundwave, and they had the mini cartridges or whatever it was.
Yeah, Rumble, Rat Bat, freaking Laser Beacon, all them. Oh yeah.
Yeah, I went way back. I had the Shogun Warrior set, the big standable, like 3 foot tall plastic.
Oh yes.
Yeah, I had Robotech.
Yeah. Oh man, Robotech Macross in Japan for all you anime fans out there. Robotech was pretty damn dope.
I
like Robotech. Yes. You know what's funny?
The models.
And you know what's funny is Jetfire, because we kept saying his name. He was a Robotech figure. He was a Macross figure. Huh. Yes, he was. Yeah, that's why the robot that you see, like he has a visor and he has like a ninja mask face.
Yeah.
He's an original Robotech. He's an original. I forgot the Macross model, but he was an original Macross model. He was an original Macross plane or a Robotech.
I never had any of the Macross. So the only thing my parents would buy us was GoBots because we were cheap, but we were begging for more than Transformers. GoBots had some really weird characters. I can't even remember their names.
Leader One.
I remember it took me forever to buy all the Constructobots so you can build the big giant one out of the construction robots.
Devastator. Yeah. It seems like because the GoBots came out first and they were decent, but then when the Transformers came out, people were like, that's what the GoBots is supposed to be, but they failed. That's what we like. We don't like that no more. Because the GoBots...
I'm sorry. I was going to say, do you remember what was it called? The one was a Japanese cartoon. They had the giant Yamato spaceship.
Yeah, the one you made me play a couple of
times. Star Blazers.
Yeah, they had like a regular ship, but it flew through space.
Yeah, it flew through space.
No, the captain. I remember the Battle of the Planets or G-Force.
Check this out. I'll throw a link in the back.
Sounds familiar.
Don't play it, but I'll throw it in the back.
I got a quick story to go with the Transformers. I came home one day and my dad had super glued all our Transformers together, so they were demonic. They shouldn't transform.
Are you?
I'm dead serious, man. I'm not lying.
I watched the first Transformers in 2007 with my brother in the theater. I fell in love with it, man. I love that. The first three movies, at least.
See, that's a difficult one for me because those are people refer to those as the Bayformers, and there are people that absolutely felt because that was their first experience of Transformers. the younger generations, where it's like the older people are like, I guess it's okay because it's a live transformer, but the old people are like, I remember G1 Transformers. So it's like two different generations of Transformer lovers, and it's hard to kind of meet the two in the middle because of how different the Bayformer the Michael Bay's Transformers are to the G1 Transformers.
Yeah,
Oh
I
yeah, I know
understand
exactly.
that. Like I'm a little younger. I guess I grew up in the '90s, and I was in Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and they still try
See,
to bring them back out again today. Like
He's a young Chris.
it's
You're
not the
young, man.
same thing as
mhm,
the '90s. But
yeah,
yeah,
You're a '90s baby, man. You.
yeah,
yeah.
My daughters are the 2000s, but they call them millennials.
millennials, yeah. But
What do they call you guys from '90s? I can't. Gen X, is that what it is?
Gen Y, I think. Yeah, Gen Y
Gen
probably.
Y.
Oh no, I was born in '83. I'm 42, but I like
Oh,
You're still
yeah.
laughing at
young.
your age, dude.
I
You're
don't
still
Transformers. I was a little too young, like He-Man and all that. Those nah.
Oh, yeah, that was my stuff. But we got people in here they know their cartoons. Silverhawks. Silverhawks was a little bit. I like Silverhawks too, and they were a little bit after Thundercats. They were like along the same vein.
Yeah.
Had that bad guy named Monstar.
Voltron.
I like
Voltron was
Voltron.
amazing.
And no, what nobody remembers this one. I'm gonna tell you this. What's the guy? Ultraman.
Oh God,
I
yes.
remember Ultraman.
Oh my God, Ultraman, where he was like, and then he'd shoot the lasers. He'd be like, man, I loved Ultraman. You know
He's
they
just
had
had a
an
gray
Ultraman.
suit, dude. That's all it
Yes,
was.
they had different Ultraman characters. Do
Yeah.
you know they have an Ultraman on Netflix?
No, I didn't.
Dude, it's a huge series on Netflix, Ultraman. And he grows, he gets as big as the buildings, and he fights
Yeah.
all those monsters.
Yeah,
Dude,
that's what they did with the original one too. He
in
grew large.
Japan,
Yeah.
matter of fact, at my house, I have a bunch of Ultraman figures that are like, they're like 5-inch figures, Ultraman figures, that they'd
Nice.
sell them for like 50 cents a piece out in Japan. Every time I went to Japan, I'd get a whole bunch of Ultraman figures.
I think they got the idea from Godzilla. I thought because you know how they're big and they're always crushing the cities and stuff.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Blowing-
And
yeah.
it's funny because each time they had like the monster mashup, Battle of the Monsters and stuff like that, they have the Ghidorahs and the Godzillas. They throw Ultraman from time to time in the mix. I do remember that.
Mm.
It was pretty. That was the first time I had ever seen Ultraman. Actually, was during those monster mashups.
Nice. Yeah, I remember watching the original one. Hey, Chris, what was real popular in the '90s? Since you're a '90s kid, I don't.
Oh yeah, he just brought up X-Men. And then like Saturdays was like they always had like the premiere cartoons. I don't know if they did it in the '80s, but the '90s, in the Saturdays. You know what I'm talking about?
Oh yeah. Well, in the '90s on
I don't
Saturday,
know.
I
That's why
didn't
I'm
watch.
asking.
Yeah, I didn't watch much TV on Saturday morning. I had football and stuff. Saturday morning.
Yeah, it just well at this time too, Cartoon Network came out and they had like cartoons. They had like I don't know, the Powerpuff Girls, Dexter's Laboratory.
Space Ghost Coast to Coast. Somebody mentioned Space
yeah.
Ghost too.
Yeah, I was thinking of what's the one with the dog? It's the Courage. Yeah.
Courage, the
Cowardly Dog. Yeah.
The Cowardly Dog. That's it.
Yeah.
Where he lived with those two old people.
Yeah, Eustace and Muriel. And they had the weirdest stories too. Like this guy was coming through. He was a potato, but he's like a salesman. He's selling vacuum cleaners, and it'd be cursed. Yeah,
it was weird. It looked like a dark humor. It reminded me of. Yeah. But I mean, I do know in the late '90s, rolling into the 2000s, there was SpongeBob, and I didn't really watch that until I had my own kid. And like SpongeBob, I thought was absolutely hilarious.
Yeah, it's a nod to evolution, right? Because back in the '90s, they were actually declaring that we were evolved originally from sponges was the original life form that came out of the sea. So. Jesus. Under the sea.
We were all in SOS pad.
Oh yeah,
exactly right.
And Sandy the squirrel was an astronaut under the water. If
Yeah.
you ever noticed that, yeah.
Yeah, she had to wear the
got-
suit.
She had like a coffee pot on her head or something like that. They said
It's like, fishbowl.
Yeah, Sandy Squirrel.
Sandy Squirrel, and don't
Talk
forget
about
Patrick.
Texas. Patrick. Man, they had a cast of characters down there.
Oh yeah, the
I
guy
threw a-
from the
I
guy
threw a
that
link
did
on the private chat for you too on the side. That's Star Blazers. It's Japanese, but they changed it to English for the American market. That's almost all the. It has a playlist on the side for you.
Oh,
That's okay.
I was thinking Nickelodeon had a bunch like Ren and Stimpy. I think.
Oh yeah.
Oh, Ren and
what
Stimpy was
else
big
was-
back when I was in the 20s, I think.
Yeah, Ren and
They
Stimpy.
had a lot of cool ones.
They did.
Pinky and the Brain, I think.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Yeah,
anime.
G.I.
yeah.
Joe.
Yeah.
Yeah, they had some good ones on Nickelodeon for a bit. Ren and Stimpy was a big one that started turning things around for people watching cartoons.
It was the
But-
first kind of adulty cartoon too.
Well,
Yes.
a lot of
there's a story to
references.
go with Ren and Stimpy. You know, Bob Camp was the animator.
I
He
met the guy
created-
that did the voices on there. Crap, at a radio station in Boston.
Oh, nice.
I can't remember his name.
Man Jack or something.
No, it was a guy. He was on the Howard Stern show too. Damn, I can't remember his name. He did a lot of the voiceover stuff for that and a bunch of cartoons and
It was like G Ren.
yeah, that's him.
Yeah.
I can't remember his name, but I met him at a radio station for a
J. Cat.
couple of minutes and shook his hand.
I was a big fan of Ren and Stimpy because what it was is Tipper Gore decided to get Tom and Jerry and Mighty Mouse off the air because it was too violent for
Oh
kids
my
to watch.
God.
Yeah,
So
I know.
he made Ren and Stimpy just for her.
That's that period of time where they were going after music too and putting the labels
And video
on music.
games and doing that.
Yep, video games, the same thing.
Oh.
Doom, Quake.
Yeah. Yeah, that's
these
when Doom
first-person
and them was
shooting
coming
games.
out. That's right. That was like 1990, 1991.
Yeah.
Yep.
Early mid 90s. They were really
Mhm.
after swearing, and they tried to do the same thing in the 70s. Mo Howard, who was the Mo from the Three Stooges, was on Mike Douglas in the mid 70s, right before he died, a couple of years before, and he asked him, "Hey, do you ever get any kickback because of all the gags that you guys do?" And he was like, "No, never." He said, "Never from parents, always from teacher-parent associations."
Yeah.
And he said, well, yeah, us doing these things, you don't realize that we're doing gags, So he showed him how he does the eye poke, where he hits every time, and he
Mhm.
was showing how he does it. But he's like, he said it probably has more to do with the kids than it does that they weren't taught that this will hurt you. So it's probably more reflects onto the kids, not. He said, because not everybody that sees that it knows that if you really did that, it would hurt
Yeah.
somebody.
Yeah.
He said, but if your kid doesn't know, he said it in a more nice way, but it reflects more on the person watching.
They want to blame. Yeah, they want to
Yeah,
blame
yeah.
the show. Like it's the
Exactly.
show's fault.
But there's an art to slapstick, right?
Yeah, I mean, well, it's tricks to it. It's a visual cues. I mean, the angles and things that they do when you see them do a lot of that stuff is made to look like he's doing it, but in reality, they're hitting him in the eyebrow or hitting him in the cheekbone. When he pokes, he does it so quick that he did it to Mike Douglas so fast that he didn't even realize he did it, and everybody laughed. And it's like, yeah, because I've done this 40,000 times. I could hit the same spot over, and he just went over and poked him.
I
And,
hate to be curly. I would.
I mean, but when you think about it, it's a lot of trickery.
Reboot. I remember something like a Reboot. He was like a blue character, and he looked like a CGI kind of virtual reality looking character. I remember Reboot.
Then they started doing all that Planet Captain
Yeah.
Planet, and
Yes.
Reboot was like the first CGI cartoon thing ever.
Yes, and they did Reboot, and then they made Transformers Beast Wars, and it was like made in the same
I
kind of.
remember that. Yeah.
Remember that? But even though I didn't like how Beast Wars looked, I heard that was one of the best Transformers storylines ever made.
Yeah.
For
Well, I kind of like their transforming. They transform different than the original Transformers.
Right.
Yeah.
Like they turned into animals, and I was like, I ain't feeling all that.
Well,
Like,
they reminded me of what the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, which were one of the gayest. One of the most straight cartoons I've ever seen.
I know, but that was a big thing in Japan and all those places. They love all that stuff,
What's that? Power Rangers?
Yeah, it was a big
Oh,
thing.
yeah. I couldn't get in. Like, I loved Ninja Scroll, right? The Japanese anime, and I liked Voltron, which is a Japanese anime. And there were certain Japanese anime that we thought were cool. It was good, right? Voltron definitely being one of them. Speed Racer, G-Force, right? Battle of the Planets and them. Astro Boy for some people too. Astro Boy.
Well,
but
I
then
actually have a DVD set of Cowboy Bebop. Actually,
you see. But then you have those guys that kind of go over the top. They're like bubblegum cowboy, hook shot, whatever it is.
Oh,
And
God.
then you're
Johnny
like,
Bravo.
yes. And then they're these just the nerdiest people, and they wear this Japanese stuff, and you kind of feel embarrassed. You're like, I don't want to watch it.
Weeaboos.
You're like, I don't want to watch Japanese anime if that's what I'm going to turn into. I don't want to watch none of
I
it.
hung out with a kid who was a weeaboo.
You remember the Japanese anime they did with the tentacle stuff? That was
oh man, he would dress like that.
You see, yeah, and I don't like. I would see
Dude,
them.
try learning Japanese, and oh my god.
And yeah, that was the crazy thing. I used to I took Japanese back in the day, back when I started out college, and I was doing really well. It was me and this dude named Benjamin's son. Right? Ben, he was just the corniest. I mean, the corniest of the corny, right? And everything we did, if we went out to eat, we got a couple of freaking Subway sandwiches, and he chopped his sandwiches into small pieces and tried to eat it with chopsticks. And I was like, I was looking at him like, what am I? I was like, yo, who am I
You
hanging
get the
out
meatball
with?
sub and chopped it up in the.
Yeah,
Dude, and we're in college, and I'm thinking to myself, how do I find these people?
The socially awkward.
I got a weird one for you though. I went so far. I got Ren and Stimpy T-shirts. I had one that had magic nose goblins on it. You ever heard of those?
Wood.
Wood, yeah. Well, log is what you're thinking of. Log for boys and log for girls.
Yeah. Who?
It was just a log you dressed up.
They had log and they had flawed too.
Oh yeah,
flawed. This like block of something. It's weird.
Oh yeah,
but yeah, man.
Well, I'm gonna have to take off. I gotta go watch these youngins, man.
Roger, Raj, you have a good one, family, man. It's good to see you.
I will.
Prepare to be sick. Prepare to be sick soon.
Yeah, you're gonna be in the middle of the Petri dish.
Yeah. Every time happens every time, man.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, I'm fighting it. I got emergency over here. You know what that is, right?
Oh,
this is just vitamin C packs, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. Give him that. Right, give him a hot toddy. You have a good one, Raj.
You too, man. All right, later.
All right,
bye.
Peace.
Later.
Yeah, man. That's Raj, everybody. Raj is gone. Yeah, so all you guys in here, I don't know. Ladies don't like cartoons like guys do. And I see the look on ladies' faces when we put on Netflix and we're like, holy shit, Bugs Bunny. And then you see the girls are like, the ladies' eyes be rolling.
Like,
ladies,
here we go.
I don't know what it is, but ladies do not like cartoons for shit. And don't be the dude. Don't be the dude that likes cartoons and your girl is looking at you like, oh, wow, cartoon.
Why
like,
are we watching G.I. Joe?
Exactly.
Look at Sergeant Slaughter.
She's like Sergeant Pepper. I thought that was an album. Like, no, Sergeant Slaughter. It's different. She's like, oh God.
Man child.
Yeah. Ladies do not like, and the ones that do, ladies that do like cartoons, they don't like good cartoons. I'm sorry, ladies. You guys just don't. And the ones that do like good cartoons are weird because they like anime. Again, it comes back full circle to the anime weirdos. Oh boy. But shout out to those that like Akira. Akira was a good movie. It was long and it was a little bit, it got crazy at the end.
Powderpuff Girls.
Yes. And and I did watch soap operas. I'm not gonna lie. I used to watch All My Children, and I think I might have told you See, General Hospital, I think, came on a little early for me. So I watched all my children.
Days of
And
Our
then
Lives,
Days of Our Lives came on a little early too.
Falcon Crest.
Falcon Crest, Ryan's Hope, all of that. Remember Ryan's Hope?
Yeah.
What's her name? Kate Mulgrew was in Ryan's Hope. Captain Janeway from Star Trek.
It was great. I used to
Yeah.
turn them on once in a while because there'd be nothing on. I'd be like, oh, let's flip around the TV and flip around the TV. You'd have to get up and change the channel, no remote. You're like, yeah, let me see what's on.
90s daytime TV was awful. It was like Jerry Springer,
Ricky Lake.
Yeah, like
Jenny
all day,
Jones.
like Judge Judy. I think people are still watching Judge Judy. Like,
Chris, you are not the father.
Yup. Maury. Jerry. And Jerry tried to calm people down at the end. Jerry tried to give his little freaking PSA announcement at the
Phil
end.
Donahue.
Phil Donahue, who just died recently, actually. Yep. Yeah, I like Donahue. I liked Phil. I think a lot of people really liked Phil Donahue.
In Boston, they used to have this local show called People Are Talking.
The People, that sounds familiar.
It had a guy who was he was a TV later became a game show host, Tom Bergeron.
Why does that sound familiar?
They one of the best shows ever is they had the who were the people in that the guys that used to roam around in the subway in New York and Guardian
Angels.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
And they literally had a fight in the studio on live TV. The Guardian Angels.
The Guardian Angels was always getting into some bullshit back in New York back in the day. Yeah. But they were, it was a good idea from New York, the Guardian Angels, which I think they're still around, but you don't see them nearly as much.
Curtis Lewa just ran for
he ran for mayor.
Yep.
He did. Yes, he did.
Spent a lot of time in New York.
Yeah, man. The Guardian wow, that's a blast from the past.
That happened after the Bernie Getz
Bernard Getz.
Yeah.
When he shot that dude. I think he shot a couple of dudes, but he paralyzed one of them.
Yeah, that was when that was right around that period when it happened, and the Guardian Angels popped up.
Yep. Bernard Getz. I remember that shit. Bernard Getz.
the whole what they call him? Vigilante, the vigilante.
Yeah, Bernard Getz. He was the most nerdy of he looked like Weird Al Yankovic without the hair.
Well, I mean, take a train in that period of time in New York City.
Yeah.
You put your life in your hands.
That's true. And he had like a 38 special on him. And he put some work on these dudes. And then they were like, yo, Bernard Getz, man, don't do that. You'll wind up he's like Dirty Harry out this bitch.
Boston was similar. The Boston train system was just as bad.
Yeah.
Changed a lot.
Yeah. Nobody liked taking it. I did not like taking the train back in New York. Back in the day in New York City, I hated taking the train. I hated it.
You didn't like guys walking up to you and saying, "Got any change? Got any change?"
Yeah. Oh, no, I absolutely hated it. I hated the smell because it smelled like pee everywhere. Yeah, it smelled like pee, homeless dudes everywhere.
Rats running around.
If you're homeless, rats. The trains had graffiti everywhere. And I was like, man, I did not like it at all. But I had to take it all the time. Coming from freaking music school right there, right off of Atlantic and Hanson Place. I was going to Brooklyn Academy of Music. So I was always taking the train. And God, I hated taking that damn train. Hated taking that train.
I used to see bands a lot at this club. I think it's in Brooklyn, maybe Queens, called the Warsaw, right off of the BQE.
Okay.
And they used to have bands come in there all the time, 60s bands and metal bands and all kinds of stuff.
Okay.
So I used to go to the Warsaw, and I think it's Brooklyn. That might be Queens. I don't know. It's been a while.
Yeah,
Spent a lot of time there. Best pizza in the world.
Okay, hell yeah. Yeah, New York got some dope ass pizza. That's one thing that we got for sure. Other than the traffic that sucks and the snow nonsense. Yeah, we got some good ass pizza. Yeah, man.
I never seen rats that big in my life. I was like, what's that? I'm like, thinking, what is it? And then I realized, holy crap, that thing's big as a cat.
Yeah, these things are disgusting. I heard during the pandemic, it was an absolute nightmare. It's like those animals, they said there were wolves. There were wolves in fucking Manhattan. They had wolves in Manhattan. And then they had rats everywhere. The rats were, it's like as soon as the noise got away, the rats came out. The rats were everywhere. They were everywhere. They said if you owned a food store, certain food stores were overrun with rats.
Yeah, I
People would go
remember
check
Taco
on there.
Bell.
Yeah.
Taco
people would
Bell
go-
in Times Square.
Yeah.
I remember
Yeah.
that.
People would go into their freaking store to check on it. And then the rats were all over the place. They might have as well have opened up their own little rat store. It's crazy.
I always think about that scene in that movie where it's they're in the future and Sly Stallone's underground.
Oh
He's
God.
walking around and the guy,
Demolition Man. Yes.
and he's drinking
Rat
the beer
burger.
and they're like, you don't see any cows around, do you? And he's like, this is rat. He's like, oh, well, they're not
Yeah.
bad.
He was just like shrugging. I said, nah, man.
It's like, you don't see any cows around, do you?
Yep. Nope. Yeah, Demolition Man. That was a good one. That was a good one. The three seashells. Anytime I think of the three seashells, I was like, I ain't putting no seashells up my booty hole just so I can clean it. Must be out your mind, man. I'll get a bidet first. He doesn't know how to use the three seashells. What?
No thanks.
Yeah, put that shit in my butthole. You crazy. Slice it. Give me all kinds of hemorrhoids, man. You crazy as hell. Yeah, man. And shit. What time we got? We 3 hours and 50 minutes deep, man. I'm probably gonna let this thing run out. Guys, we're gonna go ahead. I'm gonna wrap it up for the night. What time is it right now?
Good to see you.
Yeah, it's good to see you.
You guys
too,
get hammered
brother.
with the snow? You're in Virginia.
Oh my God, yeah. I'm in Brooklyn.
We got
right
2.5
now,
feet.
but dude, we're gonna get more this weekend. It's gonna get worse from what they're
Yep.
saying. And here's the thing. This stuff coming out the sky, the snow, the snow or the ice, whatever the fuck it is just so dry. It doesn't fucking collect. It's weird. It's dry. It is not like a wet. It's
Yeah,
dry.
it's powdery. It's real
It's
powdery up here.
very powdery.
I'm way
And
north of New York, so we got
Yeah.
about 2.5 feet, but it was like 2 feet in like 24 hours, and then 5
Yes.
inches the next day when I got up, and it was still going. So it went like
Yeah.
almost 3 days straight.
And you could hear it crackling against the windows, crackling against. You could hear it just.
It changes.
It's
Some
sounding-
years it's wet. Some years
Yeah.
it's wet and heavy, compressed crap. And then we get ice. Then it gets cold snaps, and then everything freezes, and you get ice storms, and the power goes out. It sucks.
Yeah. I don't. Yeah, this one is nasty, and I see it getting worse here in the next few weeks. But whatever.
Yeah, it's you know, I always say it's New England. You don't like the weather? Wait a minute.
Yeah, right.
You never know. It changes in a minute.
It'll change. Yeah. Oh man, I can't wait for fucking damn spring to get here already. God dang, this damn bad inclement weather is for the birds.
Where are you now? You in New York?
Yeah, I'm in Brooklyn right now.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. So I'll be ready to hit up New York, hit up VA here in the next day or so. But yeah,
When you going to be on that other show? When you going to be on?
Strange World. I think it's going to be this Tuesday. Tuesday night, 10 o'clock East Coast time.
Yeah, I'll check it out in the back.
Yeah, Tuesday night, 10 o'clock East Coast time. Yeah, 10 o'clock, 10:30. Yeah, man, come on, come all, man. Let's check out those guys over at Strange World. But before we close out, man, I kind of wanted to talk about what's his name? His name is Ill Logics. You guys check his channel out. He does a lot of flat earth bashing and stuff like that. But Ill Logics, you're a little late to the party, my friend. Like, guys ain't bashing on flat earthers like that.
24 hours a day. What are you talking about?
Exactly.
Holy Jesus.
Yeah, you're so late to the party. Guys ain't jumping on our helmet like that. You want to know why? because they're starting to see that the stuff we're saying actually holds water.
Yeah.
They're starting to see that the stuff we're saying isn't bullshit at
Yeah.
all. So
Pointing to the
people ain't
sky.
laughing. Yeah.
Pointing to the sky, not proving what's below your feet.
Yeah.
Right?
Dudes ain't laughing no more. Like you can make fun of us, sure. But your audience is soon going to turn on you because your audience is going to do their due diligence and you're going to be left in the dust, my friend. So before that happens, talk to a flat earther. You don't it doesn't have to be me. There are millions of us out there. There are millions of us out there that know a lot, that know quite a bit. Your average flat earther knows quite a bit, right? And I would call myself an average flat earther, right? But there are your flat earthers out there that have a leg up on this thing. Talk to those guys, or just talk to your average flat earther that, like I said, that knows a lot, because they could show you the way, right? And then the thing is they can point you in the right direction. You're going to have to do the rest yourself,
Yep.
just like every last one of us had to. No one made us into flat earthers. We became flat earthers because we got to see this place for what it's not. And until you do, you're going to be staying in your same old paradigm and you're going to be talking shit about us. But meanwhile, you won't know what's really going on because you think A is happening. Meanwhile, nothing like A is happening. So
Spend some money and travel. That'll open your eyes.
there we go. Spend some money, man. You getting a little bit of that YouTube money, man. Collect it and go someplace. Go to Acapulco or something.
Yeah. Take some
Yeah.
flights. Take a
Travel.
cruise.
Take a flight, take a cruise, talk to a pilot. Pilots will tell you, right? Despite what somebody might have said, pilots don't say, yeah, they do. Pilots fly the earth like it's flat because it is.
Yeah.
Ain't no pilot turning nothing.
Artillery men are firing those guns and they're telling you right in the manuals, treat is flat and stationary.
Exactly.
No different. Everything you do.
Please don't think that this thing is turning because it ain't. Please don't. So, yeah, guys, gentlemen, do you guys have anything to
Good
add?
to see you. No, I'm good. Good to see you, Vlad. Thanks for having me on and say hello to everybody in the chat. Good to see everybody.
Absolutely, D, man. Much appreciated, family. Thanks for coming on by. Mr. Connolly.
No, man. I don't have anything to say. See everybody later.
All right.
Thanks for letting me come on.
See everybody on the street.
All right. Sounds good. Sounds good. Sounds good. Family, that's all I got for tonight. Man, before I roll up out of here, y'all know what I'm going to do. I'm going to leave y'all with my blessing. I wish y'all nothing but the best health, wealth, love, joy, prosperity, most of all, wisdom. It is like midnight, but almost 1 in the morning over here. Anyway, y'all know how we get down, man. We're going to cut it off. 4 hours in a hole almost tonight. Not like 6 hours like it was last week. But shit. You know what I'm saying? Maybe we'll build up to that again. But 4 hours tonight ain't so bad. But again, make sure you guys, please, make sure you contribute to the hours. OWRS, Old World Ruins and Structures. We are almost there, y'all. We are almost at $3,000. Almost at $3,000. And then it's like damn 3,500 to go after that. So we're almost there. Please contribute to the hours. Old World Ruins and Structures. We are putting in good work. We're going to have an amazing app in your hands. Let's just make sure this thing comes to fruition sooner rather than later. Anyway, fam, that's all I got. Gave y'all my blessing. Shout out to you, D-Man. Shout out to you, Mr. Chris Connolly. Shout out to you also, Roger. Thank you guys for coming on and making this more fun. What's it? Illogics. Listen, bro. Talk to a flat earther. These guys know something. We're not here to talk shit to you, man. Just like legitimately talk to us, man. We're here to help one another. We're not here to bash you. Once you see the light, you can't unsee the light, sir. So that's all I got, y'all. Signing out. We'll see you guys possibly this weekend, possibly on Tuesday. Who knows? Enjoy your weekend. Stay safe. Take care of one another. Much love, y'all. Let's get some Jefferson's action going. Peace, peace.